Yellow, yellow. What's up? How you doing? What's up, Sarah? What's up, Hell? Woo! Gas prices current average 347. Woo! How's it going, y'all? Chat, tap the screen. Let's get this party going. Let's get this fucking show popping. Let me grab a Topo Chico. What's up, Gemini? How's it going? How we doing, everybody? We fucking making it? Guys, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop into the box. We are doing political debates. If you somehow still support Trump, hop in the box. Come tell me why. You've been on lately. I've had to watch VODs on YouTube. I know. Yo, what's up, dude? What's up, Jonathan? I'm so tired of all this winning. I'm so tired. All of this winning. Who thinks the Iran war is going to last at least a year? I heard them say that they're pretty much just going to keep it up till the midterms. Iran straight up just said, like, we're gonna hold our own to the midterms, no problem. They're like, you want to regime change us? We're gonna make you regime change. It's actually probably the way it's gonna work out. What's up, y'all? Chat, we need some taps on the screen. Get those taps on the screen. We're still under 10K. Kamala, democracy, voting, Democrats, Republicans, news, Iran war, voter ID. God, Trump was just live. He might still be live. Talking about everybody wants it. Everywhere I go, they say, Trump, please, we want the SAVE Act. Please, everybody wants it. So sad. He's still babbling. What is that old belligerent man yapping about?
Hi guys, it's Aaron Andrews.
Dude, has anybody else been seeing like videos with liberal content auto scroll? I've been seeing that lately. Trump team accused of hiding report warning about rising terror threats inside of the U.S. Did you guys hear about the whistleblower from the CIA? Yellow.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Ron Paul fanatic?
Yeah, I'm actually making content now, to promote the libertarian cause. We need more libertarians. The Republican Party used to be so great, but now it's getting destroyed, and it needs to be brought back to what it used to be. It used to be very good.
I don't think any of it makes any sense voting Republican. I think it's silly.
Well, I mean, I think the party right now, I wouldn't vote Republican, but I think, back then, if Justin Amash, Thomas Massey, Ron Paul, Rand Paul, Gary Johnson, those guys
You like
making
Thomas
great shit.
Massey?
Yeah, I think he's doing great stuff right now. I think he should actually run for president. I would vote for him.
He's still Republican. I think his like I think Republican laws do nothing but hurt the country.
Yeah, but I think he reflects, what the Republican Party used to be like. The
Yeah,
better
they still
version.
sucked even before Trump.
Well, I mean, I think the Democrats, are the greatest alternative to big government stuff. Like Mamdani, I mean, the snowballs were a joke. I mean, I know like you're debating Trump supporters, but I mean, we can debate Mamdani. I mean, he literally attacked police officers with snowballs. I mean, that's unbelievable. He should have
Shut
done more
up.
to prevent that.
He should have done what? Outlaw snowball
Well,
fights?
Well, the thing is, people are going to look at this and they're going to attack the military with snowballs, the fire department. I mean, it's all going to all be
You're the one
civil
who wants
workers.
big government. What law do you think would be good to help stop something like that? Go ahead and tell me. By the way, you just said you're
Well,
small government. Go ahead.
well, I'm not saying a law. I'm saying that maybe you should maybe like Mamdani could have announced that he should have addressed it better. He just said it was a snowball fight. I mean two cops had to go to the hospital. I mean this is an embarrassment, and the rest of the country is seeing this, by the way, and
This is what
they're gonna
you're
like
worried about after troops are dying overseas for a war Israel started.
well,
This
I
is
mean
what
I
you're
think
worried about.
well, ultimately, I think the war is, illegal, and I think it's so terrible. But I think the snowballs are really horrible, and I think with what's going on from Mamdani wants to build like also all these like religious mosques inside of Wall Street. I've heard from a source. I mean,
I
it's
think it's
all
just
stuff
a
not
bunch of.
gonna
I
be good.
think that like Islam, is the biggest boogeyman ever, and it's definitely like Israeli propaganda towards them. It's definitely every bit of it. They highlight this stuff sometimes. I actually just heard like a little summary of the some of the stuff that's actually in Sharia law, and this is the big boogeyman. Everyone, they just in Texas outlawed Sharia law, like as if anybody was trying to do it. But it basically just some of it's like dress code, some of it's like rules for men, rules for women, marriage and stuff. Nobody's trying to do that on any sort of state or city level. And but they just did this like PR bill to outlaw it here in Texas. It's just a distraction. If you guys could even point to some sort of extremist Islam movement that's going on right now here, I would love to hear about it.
Well, Ron Paul is actually a congressman in Texas, and I think he would have been a good governor. But going back to what you were saying, uh, I would say about I think Sharia law is not going to happen in the United States, but it's not had a good effects. You look at it, Iran, and it's terrible what's going on. I mean, what they did to women. I mean, they're like a lot of horrible stuff. If you look at Twitter.
What those are just radical religious people, and there's those types of people in Christianity too.
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand that, but I mean, Iran is like ruled by like these crazy religious people, like the Ayatollahs, like
Yeah,
crazy.
I know. And that's what happens when you connect the government and religion. It starts turning into a thing about who is the most holiest, who's the most religious. Election after election, it's people saying, "Oh no, I look at this guy. He doesn't even believe in Levitical law." That's what's going to start happening, and then they're going to start
Yeah.
fucking saying things like they used to about women back in the day. The same old
Yeah.
shit that you're pointing to in Iran or Afghanistan or any of those countries. That's the same thing. They're doing it here. It's just a different font. It's the same thing.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, look, I support a separation of church and school. I think it's in the Constitution, and it's big government anyway. I don't think government should use religion. And I follow the Constitution. I actually have a copy, but it's somewhere in my closet. I lost it, but you know what I mean. I follow the Constitution, and I support separation of church and state.
If you look at anybody who has supported Trump, has allowed that. They've been enablers of this, or enablers.
Well, I mean, I don't know if Thomas Massey has been an enabler, or Rand Paul, for that matter.
Yeah, so 2 people out of your whole party. Our whole party doesn't want it.
Well, I mean, I think Thomas Massey is going to be the nominee, and that's going to be a big thing.
He is not. I see people already calling him a rhino. Like, none of it makes sense. People are so tribalist on the right. They have no critical thinking whatsoever. Like, Thomas Massey's a rhino, even though 91% of the time he's voted alongside Republicans. He has Republican or conservative values, I'm sure. But he just doesn't believe in some of the crazy shit that Trump does. And the culture on the right is that if you don't go along with whoever the leader is, you're a rhino. You're fake. You're a Democrat.
Well, look. First of all, I mean, Vance is a nominee, Republicans are going to lose in a landslide. So you need to nominate someone else. Maybe Massey, Sliwa wouldn't be a bad idea, also. But I think Massey or Sliwa would probably, have a better chance at Vance. Maybe even maybe that could be the ticket, actually. Either way, it could be Massey, Sliwa, Vance. I think that would be a good ticket. It'd lead to a lot of good outcomes.
Sliwa.
You have a very strong New Yorker who was shot by a famous mob boss, and you have Thomas Massey who owns a farm. So I mean, that would be a great ticket. Both of them complement each other pretty well. I mean, one guy is in the streets, on the subway all the time, and I actually saw him when I used to live in New York City. I saw him on the subway, and he used to be a great city, but De Blasio was a disaster with the free Shake Shack stuff and the COVID vaccine. I mean, you can't just give Shake Shack to everybody. That's why Mamdani actually got elected, because De Blasio was promising all this free food, and then Mamdani saw it and said, "I'll give everyone free Shake Shack too." And apparently, free buses are going to be free.
You guys only highlight this when Democrats do it. Trump has given away free money to the military. He's given away free checks and money to children for parents. He did child tax credits. All these things. Huge tax breaks for everybody, maybe like a little bit for middle class and low class, but he did absolutely buy all of his taxes, or all of his votes with taxes, and you guys just don't see it the same. It's the same exact thing, but you guys have done nothing but explode the deficit. When we do things with tax money, it's way more productive. A lot of time it pays for itself.
Well, I mean, I understand the deficit is pretty bad. I actually don't. I didn't support the big beautiful bill. I think it's pretty bad, and I want to.
He's talked about giving back fucking checks from tariffs. He's talked about all sorts of stuff, rebates from Doge as well. That never happened.
Yeah.
He just lies to people. He doesn't even do it. And when y'all do it, it's all fine. It's kosher. But when we do it, it's communism.
Well, I mean, that's why the Republican, it's all unrealistic. I understand that, and that's why the Republican Party needs a serious rebrand. You have to get all these MAGA people out of there, and you have to make it what it used to be. What was it, 10, 15 years ago, before Trump? That's what you have to do. And,
no, we don't need any of that either. That doesn't work. They do nothing for us. They're just these stupid political figureheads that might seem tough to you or something, but a lot of them are just dumb dudes. We're finding out the dude that Trump just put in charge of, I think, DHS, person that's taken place of Christine Ohm. That motherfucker didn't even graduate college. That guy's dumber than a box of fucking hair. He is so dumb. I watched a few of his congressional hearing outtakes, and he can't spell. He can't do sentences. You guys choose these people based off of how much you want to drink a beer with them, not based on how well they're good at diplomacy or knowing the law or knowing our government or being able to lead whatsoever. You just like hard-ass dudes. Dudes who got shot. I don't give a fuck how many times some dudes got shot.
Well,
That doesn't do anything
was
for
in a
me.
taxi.
He was in a taxi.
Well, by the way, look, ultimately, I know we're looking at here at 2028, but if it's going to be Newsom and Massey, Massey's going to win, and Newsom's probably going to be your nominee, and he's going to lose. I understand his hairline; he looks like Patrick Bateman. He's obviously fancy guy, but I think Massey would definitely.
Trump's hairline? Have you seen Trump's hairline, dude? Do you think people went on hairlines?
Well, I think Newsom's just done terrible in California. He's raised the gas prices. He's raised all the prices.
Trump has raised gas prices worldwide. Twice now.
I mean, yeah, but look, well, Newsom has raised like 30 things. I think I saw like a list yesterday.
Yeah, you guys are
Newsom's
just silly. You guys hate when we balance the budget, but you have to raise taxes to do that, man. You gotta.
Well, both parties, raised the deficit. I mean, it's not like a one-party thing.
That's not true.
Well, I mean, you look at it. I mean, Obama spent a lot. And,
He reduced the
every president
deficit.
spent a lot.
Huge. Reduced the absolute fuck out of the deficit.
Well, I mean, Jimmy Carter spent a lot.
Okay. Okay. Can we talk about recent history though? Like in the last. That was before Reagan. Reagan came in and exploded the debt. Reagan came in after Jimmy Carter made Jimmy Carter look like he was selling the peanuts from his farm. He came in and fucking exploded it and exploded the fucking wealth gap and just destroyed the middle class for all of us. You guys still don't care. You just kind of like the way he talked or some shit. I don't give a fuck about what they actually do as presidents.
Well, look, I don't really support like these wars. I don't support like the Middle East intervention. It's not really led to anything good. It's all and it's just wasted. It adds to the debt. We lose a lot of our soldiers. Our brave servicemen. I don't like this intervention, but I think that's why the Republican Party. If Vance runs, he's going to lose. Okay, I don't want Vance. So we have to get Vance out of there. And really, we should actually remove this entire administration, probably install maybe Thomas Massey or Ron Paul right now as in some snap election. That would be a good idea. Maybe it's time for that so we can actually save this country.
Sure. You guys are going to take a second swing at it? You didn't do so good the first time. You want a second swing at it?
Well, we have to install a libertarian. I think we can, have like a caretaker president because I think we need regime change.
I think libertarians are silly. I think they're incoherent political position.
Well, I mean, I think Chase Oliver was actually, robbed in the 2024 election. He was polling at like 35%, and his poll number went way down. I mean, that's a bunch of, when you're not funded by donors and the Epstein class, that's how you're going to lose.
Well, Chad, if you're a Trump supporter, you want to debate, hop in the box. Libertarians are fucking wieners, dude.
Well, I think libertarians are actually, the founders would want us to be libertarian. They put out that goal.
I don't give a fuck what some old dude a couple hundred years ago. Yeah, I don't care. Like what he did was probably appropriate at the time. Yeah, what he did was probably appropriate at the time. He has no idea what the fuck is going on today. He had no idea it was going to be like this today. We don't need his opinion. We're good. We're alive and breathing today. We can tell what's going on and what we need. We don't need to base it off of some fucking old dude.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying old dude, but I think the founders, the Constitution was actually very libertarian, actually, because libertarians are constant. Both parties respect the Constitution. I mean, definitely.
The world has become a place where libertarians just can't exist. Just completely free trade, completely open borders. Tiny government. None of this stuff works. We will fail without like really good infrastructure, without like a big government doing things like Intel and other governments and like protecting us from cybersecurity attacks. And like there's so many things where you can't just vote away your tax liabilities. I think that's just the libertarian dream. Is like, leave me alone. I don't want to pay taxes. You don't really care or realize the real repercussions of that idea. And I think it's like a fourth grader's version of reality. I think it's
Well,
silly. Can't exist. It's not even something you should work towards. I think we should take our money and develop like a nice place to live. I want like nice things, nice airports. I want speed trains, bullet trains. I don't really care how much that costs. We need to like live in the 21st century. We're in 2026, and all these people we've been pointing at, like in China, who are such bad people and poor people, and they're doing life the entirely wrong way. They're so far ahead of us in every metric. Like they are so fucking far ahead of us.
well, China doesn't have democracy, and they have a dictator.
Well, we can do their economic stuff without the dictator thing.
Well, I mean, well, look, you can say all of that, but but I would say that libertarians are needed because the Republican Party has become, too crazy. And I think libertarians, follow the Constitution, and I think we need to make sure the Constitution is actually followed. By the way, I have an example. Argentina has a libertarian president. Javier Milei is doing a great job. Argentina is very successful, and he's libertarian. And
they're not.
Just do what they're doing.
What? Argentina's what?
Well, Milei's doing a good job at the chainsaw. He's cutting the bureaucracy. I think he's doing a great job.
He's a fucking moron.
Well, I think that's a good example. I think we need to be like Argentina. I mean, we did a good trade deal with them. We bought their soybeans, and we did a lot of exchanges. And ultimately, I think the Republican Party it has to be restored somehow. It used to be great.
What do we need it for again? Like, what do we need? Like,
Well,
I love this question. Shout out to goddamn Allison for this question. But like, what's like your dream in 15 years if libertarians were in control 15 years? What do you hope to see? What's your dream?
I would hope to see, the Constitution being followed. People being allowed to make more free decisions, free thinking, actually celebrating Christmas. Those things.
People celebrating Christmas and the Constitution being upheld. That's it?
Yeah, and actually, the Constitution is being abused right now by Trump. I have to be honest; it's being all run over. So we have to restore the Constitution, and we have to, we have no. We need a strong Republican Party. If you don't have a strong Republican Party, you're gonna have a one-party system with the Democrats winning every election, and you're gonna get a China and the United States because you have a one-party system. And
the Republican, there's no use. We are so moderate in the Liberal Party. We could use an even further left party. We could use y'all could just like frog jump all the way over and be an even further left party than us. That'll work. Just leapfrog straight over.
Well, look, I mean, I think you can get, someone like, I think Xi Jinping would probably endorse AOC, by the way. So then you can actually have, the fast trains, but you can't have a one-party system. You can't have it.
Nobody wants a one-party system besides Trump and the whole Republican Party that backs him. Trump doesn't think the Liberal Party should even fucking exist. You guys are in fascist state right now. We are not going to take our foot off the pedal. We're going to slam on the brakes. We don't need any of this.
Well, people like Thomas Massie and Rand Paul are support two parties, and
they're going to lose their seats. They're losing their seats. Trump has straight up told Massie that he's going to be running and funding somebody to primary him.
Well,
he's cooked.
Mayor Madison's funding his opponent. No, Massie's going to win, I think, and Rand Paul's going to win. They're all going to win because people are rejecting Mayor Madison in APAC because Mayor Madison is pouring millions and millions of dollars into Thomas Massie's race. Probably Rand Paul's, by the way. Kentucky's a strong state. They actually have a good governor who's a Democrat, but I like him. I think he's doing good. I would vote for him potentially this year. He's doing a good job, and ultimately, I think Kentucky's actually They have the two best Republicans and probably the politicians in the country. So we have to, pray for Kentucky, and you better hope that Massey wins. Then you're gonna have no opposition anymore. And
Okay.
I think Massey's done good work with Ro-Khanna, releasing the files. It's been great. That's been good to see bipartisanship. It's rare to see nowadays, but we got that done.
Yeah, the
And
two people that have broken away from Trump, or not, but yeah, if you've managed to not be in the party of MAGA, you can actually govern. But you have to be so polarized, and there are so many things you can't be seen doing, or else you're a fucking rhino. In the eyes of MAGA and the Republican Party, there's lines you just can't cross, and you can't actually represent the people you're representing because you have expectations of just faithfully following your leader. You guys are just a bunch of authoritarian-minded people. And if someone like Thomas Massey doesn't mind someone like Ron Paul and follow whatever he wants to do, he's a rhino. He's not a real
well,
conservative to you.
well, Massey. I mean, I'm not saying. I'm saying he already follows certain the teachings of Ron Paul, but I would say, he can definitely. I mean, even Rand Paul doesn't follow everything Ron Paul does, and that's his son. I think they can definitely have some differences, but they can still, have the same philosophy. And I don't think Massey needs to follow. I think Massey needs to be. He should be the next Thomas Massey, not the next Ron Paul. I think they're both different. And I think Massey, has his own path set out. I think he'll be president. I think he'll win in the near future, and I think we'll actually have a restored country.
You have a
I
new
think he's
man
done a good
crush
job.
every week, dude. What are Thomas Massey's positions on abortion?
Well, I think he's pro-life.
What are Thomas Massey's other positions?
Well, he supports what do you call it? Maintaining the current gun restriction.
So he's just a regular. You guys really don't have any variety in policies over there. You guys literally just have to say guns and God, and they're just like, yeah, I like him and his personality. That
Well, I
it?
mean, I'm not. Well, I'm not even religious. I'm like agnostic, so I'm not even like
Yeah,
religious.
I
I
know.
mean,
Somehow you don't see that part, but yeah. So it's just family and guns or something, and you're just like, yep, that's it. That's how simple it
well,
is
I
for
think
y'all.
well, family values is very important. I think Massey libertarians actually preserve it much better than
I know.
Republicans.
I don't even know what that fucking means. It means nothing to me. When you guys say family values, it just means your brain's mush or something. What does that mean?
Well, it's about like having making sure families can actually be able to afford a house, can go to school, go to college,
Why is that
pay
a how?
tuition.
How do the right do that? What legislation do they write? What kind of stuff do they do?
Um, well, ultimately, I think Republicans, support more competition with these colleges. I mean, they still approve grants for colleges and funding, so they fund the
They are
colleges.
fucking over colleges left and right. Trump himself really fucked over funding uh, historically black colleges, and he also just recently had legal battles trying to pull funding from them and their cancer research and all the stuff that didn't bend to his political will. Uh, I guess historically, right now we have a bunch of conservatives, and mostly Charlie Kirk did this. He went around to colleges convincing conservatives how bad higher learning is and how mistreated you are as a conservative. If you go to school, he had people raise their hands if they ever felt as if they received a lower grade for having conservative ideals in their work. I'm gonna let him get to whatever he's doing. I got another guest.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
I was.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Why not?
I think that Trump, from what he originally ran on, has completely left what those values are. But I think that those values still stand strong. It's just more about like I think that we have lost our country essentially.
I mean, I agree, but I don't see how people so easily fold. What values would you say Trump has that you champion besides
Well,
like being a
that he ran
horrible
on.
leader?
Well, I mean, like rhetorically, I'm not gonna like defend, the man and how he speaks and all that stuff, but like what he ran on was, having strong border. He ran on not going into any new foreign wars, lowering taxes, lowering costs of food and other services. Trying to actually do something
Did he have
about
any
the trade
actual?
deficit.
I think that's silly. I think that he used big buzzwords to trick a bunch of people. Trade deficit. Like I've spent the last year educating people on those types of things. A lot of people are so misinformed just the way Trump sells it. And like for instance, in what fucking world would us, a 350 million or 350 person nation, have a trade surplus with a nation smaller than us, like Sweden or something? Like, which nation should we not have a trade surplus with?
Well, I just think it's about, we need to be doing deals where we are going to be, it doesn't necessarily have to be in a surplus, but it shouldn't be in
Yeah.
such an outstanding deficit.
No, it's still, we're the richest country on earth. If it will always 7 days a week, unless something's going on, we are big consumers in the world. That's what makes us powerful. So for him to come out and like convince a bunch of people that this was a thing he needed to fix, it's embarrassing. I feel like if you're a liberal, you Google this and you're like, what is he doing? I don't know. I think it's terrifying that he convinced a bunch of people that any of this was a good idea. Like focusing on the border. Nobody wants soft borders. But we also don't like his rhetoric where you pretty much just make right-wing domestic terrorism skyrocket by calling people south of the border names or saying they have bad genetics or the poison blood of the country and all this stuff. All of the Republicans that stood by and said, yeah, this is acceptable, this is what we need to say to win, just tells me that Republicans have absolutely nothing to offer anybody. They just, besides tax cuts, but they just bankrupt the country every time they do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like what's going on with immigration is just an unfortunate reality of that it's a situation that's been let go far too long out of control.
I don't even think that's true. I think you've seen a bunch of propaganda. Have you ever looked at the numbers? Can you tell me anything about that? Like what is out of control?
I mean, tens of millions of undocumented people crossing the border without having a system in place that where you can document those people and process them to become,
that's not a thing,
to even become citizens or even vet them.
Yeah.
And then now that so many people have come across, now we're facing with, okay, like now what do we do about this problem?
What problem happened now that they're here?
What problem happened?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that there's all these undocumented people. And
okay, so what problems does that? I mean, that's not even true. Like, we haven't had a domestic terrorist attack from undocumented anybody since like 1970.
Well, it more goes into the drug trafficking and human trafficking that goes on.
Okay, so 83% of the drugs that were brought across the border were also by U.S. citizens. All of this is just fear-mongering and stuff. When you say that tens of millions came across the border, it's completely false. It's a complete lie. There were about 12 million people who came to the border. And in order for Customs Border Patrol to stop you, you have to cross the border. There's like a line before you get to the wall. You have to cross it for them to stop you. So those are the numbers Trump showed you. Here's how many people came and knocked on our door. He showed you that as if all of them came in and no one checked who they were or anything. He catastrophized it so hard.
Here's more like what I think we're getting at is like that, like if we're going to go through with deporting people, then we have to actually go through with it, and we can't just do a like a few tidbits here and there and not actually go through with it, because it didn't actually solve any problem. All it did was just create this environment where now everybody's just fucking pissed off.
I think
You
Trump
know?
did that. I saw like
No,
10
no,
years
I
of
agree.
propaganda of like anti-immigration propaganda from Trump and Fox and Newsmax. That probably causes a big like distaste or a big need for mass deportation. That's how it happens every time in history. They just pretty much put all the propaganda out. But not one person has been able to tell me what the benefit of mass deportation is. Not one. You guys are all in this like zombie mode. It's very eerie. There's not a single person who can tell me why we're doing all of that. Besides,
I'm in California. I'm in California, and there's I mean, like we provide healthcare services for undocumented immigrants, which
okay,
our healthcare and human services bill is the largest out of any other bill on our entire state budget. You know, like California already taxes our citizens up.
and
Up
you
the
you
butt,
know that they
and
pay taxes too, right?
having half of our spending go towards health and human services, with a large percentage of that, you know, like providing 100% free healthcare for undocumented people when there are citizens who don't have provided taxpayer funded healthcare.
This is a straw man, bud.
Do you think that is fair though?
I don't even think that's
That they're
true.
undocumented.
I think, and also, how do state taxes get
I have
paid?
relatives that
What are
I have relatives
what are the revenues in which
that are
state
undocumented that receive
what are the
benefits.
what are the ways in which state taxes are paid?
Through all the complicated ways that California tax you in every which way possible.
So things like gas tax, things like sales tax, things like income tax, things like property tax. How do you avoid any of those, even as an undocumented migrant? How do you avoid those?
How do you avoid those as an
Yeah.
undocumented for income tax?
Yeah.
Getting paid cash. I mean, like I'm not like people that are working honest jobs. Like I'm not knocking anything against. I have nothing against.
There's not a
undocumented
single
immigrants
economic
personally.
study.
Think
There's not a single economic study that shows that immigrants hurt our economy. There's not a single economic metric you can point to where it hurts us. There's only metrics I could show you on every study I've ever seen, ever. Not a single Republican has shown me anything otherwise. There's nothing but negative outcomes for our economy when you deport them. There's nothing but positive outcomes for our economy, besides housing prices increases in high density areas, which is Democrat places anyway. Why do y'all care?
Do you believe in that our laws need to be enforced, and do you believe in law and order?
Not in this sense. No, I think this is also bullshit. So there's a million. For instance, the average citizen commits 3 felonies a day. So I don't know, speeding, all of these things are higher crimes in nature than crossing the border without an inspection. It's a $250 fine. It's a civil infraction, by the way. It's almost nothing. Trump is a 34 times felon, and he was hired as president. So I don't think there's anything you can do that will like show the world, oh, we're serious about law and order. I don't think that's a thing. I
don't have a problem with us making them citizens. You know, like that.
Yeah. So why did we go all the way to mass
today's day and age,
deportation?
No, I'm saying, like, if they are going to deport people, deport them. Okay.
Why?
Like, don't well, because if you do something half-ass, it's not actually doing what your goal is. You're not accomplishing anything. You're just creating chaos.
Trump, to build a wall, built 43 miles or 52 miles of wall. What do you mean? Like, he's never did anything good. Trump RX, everything he's done is complete fucking bullshit. I don't think this is we said we're gonna do it. We're just gonna have to do it just because we said so. Even though it's gonna cost us hundreds of billions of dollars, even trillions of dollars in GDP, we just have to do it because we said we're gonna do it. Damn it.
I think that the best investment wouldn't be necessarily to like do a mass deportation. I think the best investment would be to actually strengthen border security and strengthen the wall. I think that over the long term, those dollars that we spend on actually building the wall and strengthening our security infrastructure would pay off a lot more and save us a lot more money in the long run.
None of
if
this
we're
saves
gonna
us
have
money.
a
We
secure
can.
border.
I don't like. You can secure the border all you want. I don't think there's any type of secured border that would show you guys anything that you'd be happy with. Even if the border had 1 million agents and it's like back to back, foot to foot, every mile of the border, that would just mean the number that Trump showed you that said 10 million. It's just going to say 20 million because they're going to catch every single one of them. And you're going to be fooled by the next politician because you're fucking negative 100 IQ on how the border works.
I don't think so. I think that if we actually strengthen the border and with a common sense system, other countries do it. Other countries are able to do it successfully. We have our politics that get in the way from us being able to actually implement.
The only thing that's wrong with our border is the Republicans. The Republicans have not allowed us to hire judges to adjudicate claims. They have not allowed us to invest in technology to scan for the F drug that comes through. Nothing that actually like pragmatically like addressed any of the actual issues at the border. Only things that Trump could
Democrats haven't
politicize.
done much either.
We do every time we're in office.
Democrats
Every
haven't
single
implemented
time.
a system that could document these people.
Every single time we've come to office, Biden on day one introduced legislation to give people a pathway to citizenship. The reason there are so many undocumented people is because the system's broken. So Republicans never want that fixed because they will have no boogeyman. They have nothing to offer anybody if they didn't have you obsessed over the border. Nobody on our side thinks that we should have loose border laws or open borders. It's just this stupid strongman attitude the right holds to get your vote. I seriously think it's the dumbest hysterical thing I've ever witnessed, that people are willing to like fuck up our image on the world stage. Like, we have travel warnings from other countries now warning them not to come here because of the way Trump is treating migrants, the way that Florida is treating migrants. This is so disgusting. It's helping nobody. It's costing us a fortune. We're ripping families apart. The party of family values and shit is chasing around kids, chasing people through fucking strawberry fields and tackling them.
Yeah, it's horrible. I don't think any of that is good.
We don't need any. We could literally have never done this, and we would save all that money. Our economy wouldn't suffer. It'd be sick. We can give them a pathway to citizenship.
Right, but we can talk all day about the two different solutions that Democrats or Republicans have to when it comes to the border, but none of them are actually doing what needs to be done, which is actually documenting these people. I mean, we're in 2026.
I don't think you know what that means. I don't think you know what that
could do this job.
Yeah,
for us.
it's almost like we had an app. It's almost like we had a fucking app that you could sign up through, and y'all hated that.
I'm not against any like efficient way of actually
documenting. Yeah, all of y'all were convinced it was bad. I don't get at all why it was, but so y'all are so easy to fool.
Well, I feel like you're saying like y'all, like I'm like.
If you're conservative, if you vote conservative at all, there's no actual logic. You could like I haven't heard it yet. Like if you're talking about the economy or something, there's no actual solid reason I've heard to vote Republican. So if you're just like stuck voting them because they're better at the border, Democrats always do more deportations, always. So the only thing you enjoy about conservatives is the way they talk about it.
I believe in having an efficient government that has law and order and systems where, like, we're America. We should have these systems in place. The fact that we don't is just honestly.
We already do. I don't think you know what you're talking about. Like, what do you mean? We do check these people on the way in. What do you think the process is? What do you mean we don't document them?
We don't.
When someone's called an undocumented immigrant, what do you think that means?
They don't have U.S. citizenship papers. Sure, a lot of them have like they pay taxes, they file taxes, but they're not given.
They're not ghosts. They're not Jason Bourne.
Some of them are.
Okay, yeah, but it's really hard to stay Jason Bourne, and those of them who are commit no crime. They come here. They are such good people to have fill up a whole neighborhood because they don't commit any crime. Any. If you look at the numbers, it's so low. it's the most peaceful population of people that walk the earth. If there is 30 million people here, like you think there is, they're the safest people to be around.
Peaceful people.
So, how many undocumented migrants are here? Do you think?
I know, but like
I'm
you said that
illustrating.
They
I'm-
are.
yeah, I know.
Are you saying all undocumented immigrants are the most
Yes,
peaceful people?
generally, undocumented migrants would be the last person I would go through when looking for ways to stop crime in this country. They're the last stop.
Right, but don't you think having a weak border, even allowing one dangerous person through, is a threat? Could be a potential threat to national security.
Yes, I do, but I think that obsessing over it is nothing more than like a tool for an authoritarian. We could have reasonable border laws. Nobody doesn't want border laws. In fact, Trump stopped us from getting border laws passed before he won presidency because he wanted to run on the border.
With the money that we send to Israel every year, we could have had a border up and a
With-
strong border easily.
With the money that Republicans have spent, Trump himself has spent $15 trillion of our debt. Of 37 trillion, he's like 12 of it. Without
I know, he's
that, we would solve homelessness. We'd have free education. We could have so many things.
Solved homelessness.
Yes.
I disagree. Solving homelessness isn't really like that's.
Have you ever Googled how much that costs?
Solving homelessness?
Yeah.
There's too much bureaucracy in the way, and people taking checks that it's never going to happen.
Yeah, okay, that's dumb. So that's the conservative fear mongering they've given you. China barely has any homeless people. 1.6 billion people live in China. There's like 9 million homeless people.
Let
like
me
none.
ask, where are you from?
Dallas.
You're from Dallas. Okay, have you been to California?
Yeah.
Have you seen the homelessness problem in California?
Yeah.
I work directly with homeless charities that are trying to solve this problem.
Yeah. And you understand that it's a never-ending war for you to just be like, dang, we should do nothing because it just doesn't do anything, or some people get paid in the process of this stuff. Like every instance that we've looked at, there's been studies where the more they invest in the like poverty and the vagrant population, the more the city actually saves in money. So they like Republicans when they tell you,
Los Angeles.
yes, it is.
In Los Angeles, they've dumped endless amounts of money towards it, and the situation has only gotten worse.
I don't think you know what you're talking about. What do Republicans do about homelessness that's better? What do they do?
This isn't like a Republican or Democrat issue.
It absolutely is. If you want to talk about, if you want to cry about how there's homeless people in California, I want to know what laws and policies Republicans do that stop this. You can't complain about it if you're doing nothing but yanking away SNAP and social
paying
benefits.
The directors that are in charge of solving the homelessness problem over $300,000 or $400,000 a year, when
That's nothing.
they're getting that check. If they solve the problem, why would they have a job anymore?
Okay, so there's always going to be instances of fraud, even in nonprofits. That doesn't mean we should never do nonprofits. That's silly.
No, I work with a nonprofit.
One?
It's all like.
Yeah, so if there's one bad nonprofit, we should just never do nonprofits ever. Let homeless people starve. Let the budget of the city just run rampant.
But it's when it becomes government. It's a government program where all the people.
That's the best way to do it.
Dirty hands in it and take their hands from the cookie jar.
I just think that you have a broken concept of we could never do it because there's some corruption and that's what you're saying. I think that's stupid.
That we are continuously throwing the money in Los Angeles.
We
to
will
solve
forever.
This problem,
Yeah, we will.
The problem does not get solved. So
what do you mean
the
get solved?
thing to do would be to stop funding that and use those monies towards something that's different.
No, it will never be solved. That's a silly reality. You don't just solve homelessness with a couple of programs that feed them. That doesn't do anything. What that does is it keeps them from coming to your hospitals.
Housing for them.
Yeah, I know. It keeps them from going to your hospitals. It keeps them from going to your prisons. So, like, when they're hungry or sick or need medical attention, they just commit a crime so they can go to prison and then get treated for it. So We solve all of those things just simply by like feeding them, giving them housing. And Republicans teach you that it's bad. It's a bad idea, and that there's a bad person out there that made $300,000. We should never do this, which is fucking stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
If funding it worked, everybody would be for it. If it worked,
it does.
People would be for it. But the fact that it doesn't work.
What are the metrics you look at? What are the metrics you look at?
I believe we should be continuously wasting money, doing the same thing over and over again.
What are the metrics you look at for when for
a different result is the definition of insanity?
What metrics do you look at for saying it fails?
The fact that the homelessness rate has gone up when the funding for solving homelessness has also gone up.
Okay, the population also is going up.
The rate, not the gross total number of homelessness people. I'm talking about the rate of being homeless has gone up.
So wealth inequality is what causes homelessness, and Republicans are responsible solely for like 90% of this country's wealth inequality. So if you don't like homelessness, you would just never vote Republican.
You see, like, that's just like you're just doing like these like sound bites of like trying to make this like a Republican like versus Democrat thing. Like I haven't mentioned.
I'm literally asking you questions to see you.
Said I was a Republican.
Yeah, I know. I'm just testing like your logic here. You're like, I just can't stand these programs because there's some instances of like fraud here and there. Like, well, Republicans do instances of fraud too all the time. Should you just never vote Republican?
And they should all be tarred and feathered.
Okay,
right? If they're doing fraud.
I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying, what is your logic here? Like, it makes no sense.
My logic is simply, if money is if we are funding something with our taxpayer monies that we all work hard and send to the government every single year, and if that money is being persistently wasted, then we need to stop funding it. If it's not working,
but there's nothing that shows that. There's just people politicizing a few stories that you've seen. There's just people like, you don't know. Like you could look around and be like, dang, there's still a bunch of homeless people around here. But I don't think you're actually looking at this objectively. We can look at the way that the budget changes, and I'll show you this. Oh my.
And I'm not talking about like cutting funding for like food stamps or things like that. That's just crazy, right?
Okay. Studies on general homeless interventions, particularly those focused on housing first model, direct cash transfers, consistently show significant cost savings for the cities and taxpayers. These savings primarily stem from a reduced use of expensive emergency services like hospitals, ambulance services, criminal justice services. There's not a single thing you can point to that says it doesn't. This is from National Prevention Science Coalition. There's another study from the Global Food Banking Network. There's another one from the USC Suzanne Dvorak Peck School of Social Work. A lot of the reasons Republicans don't do it is because they're scared of communism and socialism and stuff. They think it's part of that.
But do you guys in Texas have the same kind of the same level of rampant homelessness that we have in Los Angeles?
Los Angeles's climate is friendly, so that's why they're there.
I know, but like anywhere in California, like, do you see the same
thing,
the same level of it in Texas?
There's homeless people here, but no, in California, yes, there's a culture and a climate that exists that is created. It's not a Democrat thing. Can you tell me a Democrat policy that creates homelessness?
That creates homelessness?
Yeah.
I don't believe that a policy.
So you've literally just been playing
whether someone's going to be homeless.
I know you've literally just been playing sports teams this whole time. You've never thought about this objectively. Like, you've literally only been playing sports teams this whole time. Like, you were like, okay, I want to vote for Republicans because they say this is the best way to handle homelessness. I'm going to vote for Democrats because this is the best way they say. No, you've just been listening to Republicans talk shit. and they have nothing to give you as an answer to it.
No, it's from living in the state.
Yeah, I know. So you just like look at it and you're like, that's a Democrat thing. Why do you think Democrats have caused that homelessness?
I don't think that they've caused it. I think that they haven't solved it.
Okay, and what are Republicans going to do if they were ever in power that you think will fucking ever make that any better?
I don't think it's going to be solved. I think that we just stop funding it.
Dude, I just read to you there's multiple studies that just say it saves us money when we fund these programs. So you're just like, no, I hate it. It does.
The spending money does not save money.
Yes, it does.
So you think that there's an ROI?
Yes, I know there is.
What is the ROI for investing money into homelessness in California?
Sure.
We're in the red, brother.
No, we're not.
We're deep in the red.
A study found that progress at downtown emergency service in Seattle, all residents in the housing first style residents, severe alcohol, varying medical, mental health conditions.
All the residents of California are being squeezed by the government every single day.
Dude, you're high. That's not even true.
We're taxed more than anybody else. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know, because we have to pay the whole country. Y'all have to pay the whole country's fucking debt because Republicans
on unrealized gains.
Dude, everybody has to do that. You are literally nothing but just like a walking talking point.
So you want your stock portfolio to get taxed before you even sell it?
Yeah. And first of all, you own a house?
Yeah.
Nice. You get a thing from the city each year or the county. It's a tax appraisal letter, right? You pay taxes on that?
Different with property taxes.
What's the difference?
It's not the same as in.
Did you sell your house? Do you have that money yet?
No, I didn't sell my house. No.
So wait, you're paying taxes on money you haven't gained?
That's a property tax.
Yeah, I know. It's an unrealized gain.
Yeah, but California, they don't.
You're licking rich people's boots.
Property tax is based off of what the property is worth.
Mm-hmm. And they're doing it off of the stock value when in respect to stocks or whatever.
It's just based off of what you bought it for, if you inherited it, or if it's been like the taxes have been grandfathered in. It's not like Texas. I know you guys have bad property taxes. But
yeah, all Republican states have bad property taxes because they boast a low state tax and they hide it in the property taxes. They bankrupt like schools and municipalities so that they have to locally raise that money through property taxes. It's just a charade. And by the way, almost all of the red states are in a huge deficit. They're insolvent. They beg the government for money every fucking month. And you're sitting over there crying because California has to pay for it all. They have to pay 70% of this fucking country's revenue. Not 70. I think it's like 20% of all of the country's tax burden. California does. So yeah, that's why your taxes are expensive, because there's a bunch of pussies on the right who will never raise taxes to balance the budget ever. They can never ever tell their constituents, "Hey guys, it's time for us to raise taxes." No one would do that ever.
Where could we raise taxes in California? Because they're trying to invent new ways to tax us, because they're already taxing us in every which way possible by taxing by how many miles you drive, by taxing you on your unrealized gains, by following you. If you leave the state and you made money in California, they're trying to follow you for 5 to 10 years after you leave the state.
Good. They're taking advantage of California's economy and then running. When California lifts them off the ground and is a springboard for these successful companies, they're just running. With all the profits, they run to Texas where they have no state tax and they're reaping all the benefits.
But at least in places like Texas or Florida, you at least have discernment over what taxes you pay. Like, you can choose not to own a house, and you can choose not to pay the property tax.
It's not true. You pay property taxes. No matter where you live, you pay property taxes. They're factored into your rent. Dude,
that's you could live in a fucking motorhome.
Not too many people live in motorhomes. And you still have to pay. You have to rent a lot if you live in a motorhome.
There is going to be some cost of living. Yes.
That's
just a basic fact. You're going to be paying something to live. Yes. But like I don't see the point or relevance of what you're trying to argue.
You're just saying there's like freeloaders that don't pay property tax or something or whatever. I don't know. Nobody escapes property tax. It's a myth. My landlord would not pay his property tax if I did not pay my rent.
But we were talking about homelessness and where we're gonna tax, because you're saying that we should tax Californians more.
No,
Like-
I'm saying we should tax red states more. Why are you keep voting for people whose only tool, they don't give a fuck about the budget. They only can promise you to reduce your taxes. That's the only promise they can make you. Otherwise, they're rhinos. They're out of here. I think it's fucking dumb.
Well, I don't have the pleasure of living in a red state.
I live in a blue city where the property taxes are reflective. Like when you put it all together, the taxes come out just about the same.
That's if you choose to pay those taxes.
What do you mean? You can't choose to have a place to live.
You can choose not to have to pay property taxes.
How?
You could rent.
No, renters pay property. I just told you this.
Renters don't pay their property taxes. The landlord does.
Yes, they do. The
And
landlord
it's-
takes that money because they have to pay property taxes at the end of the year. They
And
figure out
deduct
how much
that
they
from their
pay.
income tax.
That's how much that they charge rent based on what would pay their taxes and pay their mortgage.
If they did not deduct the property taxes, they would have paid it towards income taxes.
Okay, so yeah, so it's inescapable. If I live here in an apartment, home ownership is at 63%, 65%, something like that. You're saying 35% of the economy doesn't pay property taxes? It's not true.
But you could buy a house for $100,000 in Texas.
Not in anywhere of the urban areas.
Try buying a house for $100,000 in California. You're not going to find it.
Okay,
gonna be a
still
fucking
the
piece of
California is way better economy.
It's not.
Well, it
It's more
factually
expensive.
is. It factually
It's
is.
expensive.
It's
It's an inflated economy.
its GDP is like $3.4 trillion. It's huge.
Yeah, but everybody's fucking poor and broke, and the homelessness is out of control. There's crime rampant. Like,
There's nothing Republicans do to fix any of that. You have no actual like
there is
ideas
no
to fix that.
Republican governments in California.
No, what do Republican governments do in any other state that addresses those things? Nothing. They just cry about it. They lie about it. They don't do it. They don't have any ideas to fix it. Lower taxes, defund the police. That'll fix it.
Yes,
fuck?
it costs less. Everything costs less in those red states, and you keep more of your discretionary income.
Not even true. No, you mean expendable?
That is a blatant fact.
No, it's not.
You can't even you can't deny
When
that.
you take into account property taxes, no, not really. And when you take into account,
how are things in New York?
very expensive because a lot of people live there.
Because and is New York a blue state or a red state?
It's blue, and it's one of the temples of the U.S. economy. So,
How are
like, you
things
could be
in
like, "Oh, look,
Chicago?
great,
Is
great."
Chicago a blue
It makes
state or a
ton.
re-
It's
a
blue.
blue state
It's
or
in
a
a
red
blue
state?
state, and Chicago's fantastic. Make tons of money for the United States. Can you tell me like a really good red state?
A really good red state?
Yeah, you guys are
Idaho.
7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 of
Idaho's
y'all.
excellent.
You are 7 out of 10 of the worst violent crime states. You're 7 out of 10 of the most violent crime cities. You guys have the worst education rates. You guys have the worst
do you think
teen
about
pregnancy
Idaho?
rates. What about Idaho? It's a net drain on a
like
government.
It's the fastest growing state in the United States. They have a great quality of life. There's no crime. It's not too expensive. Property taxes aren't out of control.
It just means nobody wants to live there. Like, it's okay. It's not great. I don't think there's anything
So nobody
special about
wants to live
Idaho.
in the fastest growing state in the country.
I
Why
guess
would you
what
fast
happened
growing
there? I don't know. What's so special about Idaho? What do they do?
Major corporations are moving over there and providing really high executive level paying jobs with companies like Micron investing billions and billions of dollars, Meta moving a headquarters over there. They literally can't even build homes fast enough for the waves of people that are coming to Idaho.
Nice. Cool. Idaho's cool. Number 2 overall economy, high marks of growth, business, ranked number 9, 12 for crime and corrections. with the number one lowest property crime rate, population migration, highest population increase since 2020, a 2% increase. Health ranked number one in the nation for health metrics, ranked number 8 and ninth in the nation, ranked 29th overall in education, ranked 16th and 38th in infrastructure, reflecting disparities in urban and rural connectivity. That's pretty cool. I think it's all right. I would never move to Idaho. I don't think there's anything there for me. But again, I just don't think that there's anything Republicans have to show for like policy that they preach. They talk about God's gun family. Like, they don't have policy. They don't tell y'all what their plans are. I think they just hold hands with rich companies and cut regulations and do some get rich quick schemes with some companies, but they don't actually do anything that help the overall general public. They don't do anything that helps crime. Again, like all you said was they cut taxes. That's a nice trick. They don't create any jobs. We create 50 to 1 for every job a Republican president makes. Democrats create 50. They're piss poor at policy. There's no metric you can point to.
Creating jobs.
Yeah, what policy created those jobs? Is it just some big person came and invested there, or there's a bunch of people investing there? Is there something about the geography?
Well, they set up a friendly environment for those businesses to want to invest their money into that state and bring the jobs to that state specifically because of the infrastructure that Idaho has for them over the long term. They like that long term.
Cool.
Otherwise, they would have invested it somewhere else. They would if blue states were so great, then they would have all moved to fucking California. But they left California.
More people per capita left Florida to California than California to Florida. So Idaho is also a net receiver in federal taxes. So while they're doing all of these things to maybe do tax incentives for companies to move in, they're still begging at the end of every single month and year for money to cover their funds because they still haven't figured out the economy.
Well, no, it's because they deserve that investment because they haven't seen this level of growth before, which means that they need an injection of capital in order to serve.
Well, this is year after year. This isn't just this year. This is year after year. You guys have been insolvent for a long time.
Well, yeah, it's a new up and coming area.
So you guys just figured it out, and you probably did some democratic things to do it. I don't know, but it's cute, it's cool. We have a ton of those. We have a ton of states. There's mostly the blue states, like you listed: California, Chicago, all of these huge centers for economic activity and output. And I don't know, you guys are what you said. You called it
having a
developing.
Low GDP doesn't mean that you have a great economy.
Okay.
It means that you're just failing extraordinarily large.
You haven't shown, none of your politicians talk about any actual ideas or criticisms of what they would fix. They just point at homeless people. Look at all those homeless people. They point at a little bit of corruption. Look how corrupt Democrats are. They have no actual policy or things that they'll do to fix it.
I would say define the success of a state by the quality of the life of the residents that live there.
I think you're just playing sports teams. Again, we can look at the quality of life of like the average Californian, and we can just say, oh, well, they make X amount of more money. Cost of living is maybe a little bit higher, but quality of living is better. They live on the beach. They have sunshine fucking 7 days a week.
Yeah, the weather is excellent here. I love it here. But
yeah, that's why everybody wants to be there.
They use that as an excuse to be able to tax you more.
It's a desirable place to live. Out of all the places in the world, its climate is like top 10. What do you mean?
Yeah. No, I'm saying that people will sit here and fat and happy and pay those taxes because they love the weather here.
Yeah, so we should tax the shit out of them.
We should be taxing everybody.
Yes, to pay bills. Yes. To pay bills, yes. If y'all can't pay bills, then yes.
Are you in an authoritarian, like dictator kind of person?
No, I'm talking about community.
It's like, oh, we can tax you more, and you won't revolt against us, so we'll do it. That's what you just said.
No, I just say that instead of spending $1 trillion a year on our military, we could just take some of that and like do something for ourselves. America first.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I think that we should be more isolationist anyway. If anybody steps in our hemisphere, they can get these guns. But if they're not in our hemisphere, then as far as I'm concerned, they don't fucking matter at all.
Yeah, well, that's not a conservative thing. As you can see, that's definitely not something you'll have a position on right now.
Well, I mean, I don't care about Iran. I don't care about Israel. I don't care about the Middle East at all. They can all fuck off.
Yeah, well, just remember everybody who got behind this, and remember everybody who said they weren't for this, like 12 months ago. All of your friends, all of the people in the Republican Party, all of them. Besides Thomas Massey and like one other that has the fucking gonads to stand up and say fuck Trump.
No one wanted a war with Iran. Even Trump said that he didn't want it, but it's not our decision. It's Israel's. We got dragged into it.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, it was... If Trump's Israel's bitch, then that says it all.
But it wouldn't have been any different with if anybody else was in office. I think
Of course
our country... Who has shown that they have done anything, would have done anything differently?
Okay. You don't have to be, like... You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to know that, like, Trump and Putin... I mean, well, him too. Trump and Netanyahu are buddies. They hang out all the time. He's been to Mar-a-Lago several times, even when Trump was not fucking in office. It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to see that Trump was going to let him do whatever the fuck he wanted. And then Biden and Kamala were both stopping him and saying, hey, we're not going to send you weapons unless you tell us your plans. Stop indiscriminately fucking bombing everybody. And Trump's like, I'm going to do an AI video on Gaza. Are you fucking kidding me? You really think this is the guy who's going to cause diplomacy and world peace? Most of our allies have backed away. Most of the countries we've invaded, we've done it illegally.
I don't support anything that he's done.
Would Kamala have done that? No. She wouldn't have done that.
Kamala?
No.
She would have been bought and paid for too.
Says who?
You think she would have done anything?
Yeah, can you help? Can you tell me a time?
Kamala Harris going up to Bibi Netanyahu
yes.
and telling him no.
Yes. Yes. I don't know what's funny about that.
Controlled by Israel since the day that they were created.
Trump, she didn't even show up the last time Bibi fucking showed up at Congress.
Problem with the Middle East until they were created.
She didn't even show up the last time Bibi came to Congress. Listen, I've had you up for 45 minutes. I'm gonna go to the next guest. I appreciate you coming up.
Yep.
You take it easy, man. You're welcome to come back.
Thank you.
All right. Chat, tap the screen. Let's go to 100K really quick. Bibi asked Biden to strike Iran. Biden said no. Yeah. I think every president said no besides Trump. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, are you a Trump supporter? All right. Chat, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. Follow the stream if you enjoy these debates. As my tongue is twisted today. APAC is America's #1 problem. You guys need to look out. There's more than just APAC now. There's like 4 or 5 other ones that are really close to it. Yellow.
Hey, what's going on?
Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter.
Cool. What do you like about Trump?
Well, he ran a real campaign, in my opinion, and won his electorates fair and square. And I just didn't like the way Shamala and the Democrats kind of just fell apart, and Joe just kind of went to the side. And we're just gonna forget primaries here and give our voters a choice and just install this lady that Joe picked, nobody voted for. Just little things like that.
So, I would want to mention, the Democrat Party is like a private party. So if you wanted to like start your own party, make the rules, change the candidate all the way up to the last day, you can do that. And that's what we did. We all saw it was fine. I think it was a silly criticism. And if you really think about like, if you really want to criticize people for how they handle free and fair elections, I would challenge you to tell me, what indictment did Trump have in D.C. Around 2023,
What do you mean
2024?
indictment?
What indictment did Trump have? What did he get indicted for in D.C. by Jack Smith?
Was that for? Gee, I can't remember. He's been indicted so many damn times and investigated more than Alphonse Capone. So it's kind of hard to keep up with every little thing they say about Trump. You know.
Yeah, this wasn't a little thing. This was Trump hiring fake slates of electors to literally just steal the election.
Yeah, like that kind of shit, bro. Like I don't even miss me with all that.
Miss
The
you with
fact,
it.
yeah, the fact of the matter is, like, I'm in California, right? And everybody keeps on saying, "Oh, Trump's this fascist dictator," right? Like this is what they say all the time.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, because I was forced to stay in my house, couldn't go anywhere, couldn't even go to the beach. Also being subjectified to like
During
fines and
Trump too,
stuff.
right?
Oh yeah, and I was like, no, we have oppressive regimes here. It's called
That's
the
not
Democrats.
that's not
No,
fascism.
it's the Democrats, bro. And they ruined so many businesses here
Can you tell
for no
me?
reason. For
Can
no
you tell
reason
me
at all.
Can you tell me what fascism is?
Fascism.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into like semantics about
This isn't
definitions
semantics.
definitions of fascism.
This is that. No,
But
I'm not even
the
picky. Just
definition
give
of
me your general
fascism,
idea what it is.
so
What is it?
fascism is something that when you have an ideology and you force it on your people, basically, and you don't give them an option. That is basically the definition of fascism.
No, it's not.
Okay, in a sense, yes.
That's like authoritarian, maybe.
Well, it's yes, but that's what fascists are. They're authoritarians in like liberal disguise, right? Like Gavin
I think you
Newsom,
could
for
just say
example.
authoritarian. I don't think you need fascism there.
But here's the thing.
Fascism's an ultranational government, and like usually led by one person. It's a type of politics. It's not a type of government. And the whole thing with the pandemic is the people on the right try to frame it as if you're being oppressed to get votes, but it was life saving. So most of the people on the right denied science entirely. Still will never ever believe anything they're shown in regards to the COVID vaccine. They don't believe in masking. They don't believe in any of the real science unless you have something I don't know. You have a study to show me.
Pickles. Let's talk about science, okay? I took biology in college. I have a BA in art, but I went to a science school, so they make you take biology. Anyway,
Sure.
Besides that, a virus, for example, you have to use an electron microscope just to see one. And a mask, I'm sorry, is not going to protect you from a virus. Sorry.
Yes, it will. The
It
actual
won't.
perforations in the
Sir,
N95 mask.
Stop.
I'm not going to stop.
A mask is like putting up a field goal post to stop a football.
You mean
okay?
like putting up a fence to stop migrants?
Oh my lord. No, not even nearly the same. What I'm telling you is when the government started pushing that in my state, really pushing this nonsense, how I went to school and learned that it is absurd. Even Fauci himself said it doesn't fucking do anything.
Fauci's
Okay,
not
don't-
an authority on this. So
Okay,
the
that
science,
doesn't matter. The
the
point
science
is-
says
oh my
that it
God.
works. Here's the science. The CDC, the Mayo Clinic, all these things say that N95 masks are designed to block almost all particles, making them more effective than surgical or cloth masks. So they actually do come down to the what is it, the micrometer of the particle. They say these things travel on water droplets. And if the water droplet and the particle can't make it through the mask, or if the mask stops it from going 12 feet and it only goes 6 feet, that saves people, saves us from spreading viruses. So if you think that as a whole doesn't work,
Pickles, you know exactly that people were wearing whatever the fuck they wanted over their
And that
faces.
helped.
They weren't not making like,
And that
this is
helped.
some special mask that I got. No,
and that
okay?
helped, right?
The point I'm trying to make is this: when you're talking about, having your rights taken from you, which I've had.
Which rights?
Okay, for example, at one point we couldn't even go to the beach. Okay, shit like that. and then getting fines up to $10,000. Okay, is crazy.
You wanted to
And
go spread a
at
virus
one point
in a public
here
space.
hold on. At one point, even in the city, you couldn't even go to a bar without a vaccine proof.
Yeah, that's a private bar, right?
Okay, yes, man.
Yeah, so
But
private
these were
businesses
all
can
these
do
were
whatever the
all
fuck they
things.
want.
But these were all things.
If you're wearing an
foisted on them
eagle,
by the government. Listen,
they didn't
these were all
force.
things. Yes, they did. They were. Yes, they fuck. Yes, they did, man.
Dude,
Yes, they did.
dude,
They were even using the sheriffs in Los Angeles to bust
if they
private
based
gatherings. Listen to me. There were parties of young people in their 30s who had the lowest chances of ever being unalive by freaking COVID-19, and they were using the LA County sheriffs to bust these people.
Mhm.
Don't fuck with
It's
me. when
called
I tell you-
it's called
that's
super
that's
super
the
spreading.
guy. That's the Gestapo, brother.
That's not the Gestapo.
Yes,
So
it
when
is.
we're using science to say, hey, you're being a spreader of a virus and you're creating public health concerns,
My God,
we
all I'm
have
saying-
we have the due diligence to protect each other from that. And if you don't want to partake in public safety, you can go somewhere else. If you want to pee your pants, I don't have to let you into my business.
Dude, where in the Constitution does it say you can't fucking gather? Except for a virus. Where does it say
That
that?
super chatted $10. I am happy COVID.
Title
definitely got
42.
Kind of sad Razer discontinued their gaming LED style mask. Rolling on the floor
hell is
laughing
this?
emoji. They wanted to capitalize on it.
A what style mask?
I don't know what the hell that was, but the point I'm trying to make to you is that now you see in California who's leading in the polls. Well, it's two Republican candidates. Well, gee, thank God. And where are the Democrats at right now? And like honestly, like where are they? Who are you guys running for president? Who's running?
I think this is just proof that we don't have a fascist movement. So
No.
Trump-
It's proof that your fascist movement failed.
no.
Utterly failed. No, listen, you guys failed. You try to program all the kids too with all this LGBTQ nonsense. Dude, parents don't want that shit, brother.
I want to talk to you about that. Let's talk about that.
Listen, man, the one thing you don't do in this country is fuck with people's kids, bro.
I get that. I get that. So you're going to have to prove we did that. So go ahead and tell me how we're doing that.
Okay, so first of all, in California, they put it in the school curriculum here in high school. How do you think I learned about this?
Put
My
it?
nephews and
What'd they
nieces
per-
taught
what'd they
me-
put?
Listen, bro, my nephews and nieces who are in high school in California, they told me that they learned this in school. So were
What'd they
lying
learn?
to me? They learned about the gender affirming principles, like more than 72 genders, like non-binary.
72? What?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. 72 different genders.
No one's
bro.
doing that. Listen, curriculum is decided at the local level. Did you know that? So if local parents want their curriculum to look a certain way, that's what they do. It's not a Democrat thing. It's not a Republican thing. This is just a boogeyman. There's thousands of schools around the world, around the nation, and
Bro,
no
they teach it in school,
no Democrat is running around telling people anything about identity, about genders. No one.
Okay,
Can you name
my
one?
guy, when I'm watching the State of the Union and Trump is talking about this, and then the camera pans over to a Delaware trans congressman sitting there with a smirk on their face, who's currently writing legislation for transgender affirming care for minors.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and you're trying to tell me that this shit's not being taught?
What is she writing for minors?
I just told you, bro.
You didn't tell me.
Absolutely, in the process, yes, has a bill. I don't even want to know. I don't even care. This person's not even relevant to me.
Yeah, this
What I'm
is just a
saying is
boogeyman. Like I could go to any country. I could go to any country right now.
Listen, bro, it's the Democrat Party.
Nobody's doing that.
Yes, it's the Democrat Party in lifetime crumbling.
Can you
And they
tell
put
me?
these-
Can you tell me one politician's pushing for this? Tell me. One politician who's mentioned it.
Like your entire. Okay, how about Zoran Mamdani?
What did he
wants to
push?
take $65 million of taxpayers' monies for transgender affirming care. Go look it up.
Okay.
That's the New York guy, right? Which, by the way, in New York, just today or yesterday, someone threw an IED into a crowd of people. Thank God it didn't detonate.
Wasn't that towards Mamdani?
No, it was at some fucking white guy fucking protesting for Christianity or some shit. I don't even know.
I don't see anything. Considers wants to spend 6 on medical gender treatments for minors and adults. Oh, for both. So he's just doing science. That's
Okay,
all he's
not
doing.
science, bro. Like you're doing like Dr. Kevorkian weird shit, dude. Like anytime
It's
you
just
like
science.
alter
Can
your
you tell me?
body with surgical procedures, homie, it is not some fucking
It is
like
always mostly science. If we do it by with a
okay.
doctor.
Yeah, dude, there is nothing that medically benefits someone to mutilate their genitalia. I'm sorry.
Nobody's prescribing that to children.
Okay, listen, I guess we're just never gonna see. This is why I
You
don't
guys just have a
understand
boogeyman.
how
Like none of this is happening.
won't
None of our
acknowledge that.
politicians are doing this. Trump has
So
run
there's-
4
so
years
you're
of
saying that
ads trying to
there's
attach
no-
this to us.
There's no transgender congressman on the Democrat Party at all.
There is because 1% of our country,
Okay, well,
1% of our country is trans. So we'd expect at least one, right, out of the 400 in Congress.
no,
No,
we're being diabolically, systematically taken over.
no one's doing that. You can't even tell me a politician pushing for this.
Homie, I'm not even a fucking religious guy, but when I see like a bunch of like Jewish Americans and like Islamic, so-called quote unquote Americans, like going at each other in my city, when I see that shit, bro, a 3,000-year-old pagan war, which I'm just trying to go to fucking work.
Well, yeah, the Christians are the ones who've got the most insane
Democrats
ideologies.
These Democrats brought all these motherfuckers into my country, dude. And I
What are you
gotta
talking
live
about?
with it. And I gotta live with it, dude. Cool.
What percent of the country do you think are undocumented migrants?
Dude, we don't even fucking know now, do we?
We have a good estimate.
So we got so underneath Biden, they said what an estimated 24 million came under undocumented.
No
So,
one
you know
said
what I would
that.
say? You know what I would say?
No
I
one
would
said
say-
that.
I would say modestly about 50 million people in this country probably shouldn't even be here.
Okay. And what percent of that
that's
would be
including H-1B visas? Yes.
okay? That's like 70,000 people, dude. You're fucking stupid.
No.
There's
I'm being
there's
serious,
like
bro.
13 million undocumented migrants in this country. 13 total.
Typical maggot. Yeah, these guys don't even know what the fuck.
You
they're talking about.
literally read Trump's
Try
truth
going to
tweets
the
and you're
website of- hey, bro,
dude,
try going to the website of Chicago down central and
Okay.
tell me if you think that's fucking good.
try to go to Memphis, Tennessee. Try to go to St. Louis. Those are red states. Go there.
Exactly.
Those are the
bro.
top- the
Even
crime capitals of the
even
United
red
States.
man. Even the red states, like in Texas, with this Abbott guy, he invited that freaking, Islamic element into Texas now, and it's just like there's entire streets in Texas with like Islamic conqueror names and stuff. I'm not even making this up.
Dude, you guys are so paranoid of. You guys are so Islamophobic. It's
Fuck that,
hilarious.
dude. Islamophobic my ass.
Hilarious.
I'm not a religious guy at all.
Yeah, I know. You're
Fuck the
Islamophobic.
Christians and fuck the Islamics, man.
Dude, you're sitting over here going, oh, these people that are like accepting of gay people and other walks of life, they're weird. But
Bro.
I think everybody on the right who's fucking little kids and like circumcising all of these children and babies against their wills, that's cool. That's fly. But this stuff, I
Bullshit,
choose to be
man.
upset
You
about
got a guy-
this.
You got a guy in New York.
You're a real free
Zoran
thinker.
Zoran Mamdani, who says, I'm a Muslim, but then he's for the trans LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
That makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, it's almost like Christians who, I don't know, don't cut off their tongues after they misspeak to their mother, or people who kick out migrants from the country who say they're Christian because there's Bible verses about this.
Oh, my Lord. No. If you're here freaking illegally, man, come on. Use your head.
There's a Bible
Get the hell
verse.
outta here.
It just says treat immigrants as if they are your neighbors, as if they're a native among you.
You know what? That's great, but there's a reason why we have a separation of church and state.
Yeah, you say that, but Trump is a Christian nationalist, and so is his whole team.
I don't give a fuck what Trump claims he is, dude.
I triggered you,
Everything
dude.
that's happening right now is all about money. In case you don't fucking realize that.
I don't think so, man. I think that the Pete Hegseth
All
has made it
about
very
money.
clear this is a holy
bro.
war. This is a holy war, probably a war to also interfere with the midterms.
Bullshit. You know damn well it's not about that. It's about
It is.
money. It's
He
about
told-
global economic leverage. It's about it's about cutting off drone supplies to fucking Russia. It's about having a dominance
Drones are
over that
being sent
area.
from Russia. What do you
The
mean?
last thing is probably like a regime change, really. Like
You have no idea what this.
Ayatollah
You're
son
just.
is in charge now.
You literally just okay. So Pete Hegseth came out and said this is not a regime change thing, but it's gonna happen. And then now we don't even know what our goal is. What is our goal?
I honestly, at this point, I think
You don't
the
know.
goal was to destabilize the shit out of their country.
Yeah, okay. So we've destabilized the whole Middle East. They're bombing embassies without warning. We have killed so many innocent people. We are the ones who killed 175 children, the girls in that school, it turns out. We are not making any friends. Gas prices are skyrocketing. Trump and his rich oil friends might get rich, but you and I are fucked.
It's the fucking globalist wet dream, and Donald Trump fell right into it.
Yeah, dang, who would have thunk? Who would have thunk?
Well, it's bad. I'm not. I mean, I voted for a guy. Look, I think even if Kamala was the president, it would have still been the situation that we're in right now.
Absolutely not.
Bullshit, dude.
No, Trump is a cuck for Bibi Netanyahu. Trump is a cuck for any authoritarian that glazes him. He's highly sensitive. He's a crybaby. He's the worst diplomat of all time. He can't even speak above a fifth grade level.
Pickles. There are also certain things that are just evidently undeniable. Does Iran sponsor over 11 freaking proxy groups that hate America? Yeah, including the Houthis.
Dang, I guess we should just go bomb everybody who's against us.
Hold on, now listen. And it's not, it just, dude, they've killed over what, 240 Marines in one engagement. And since 1979, they're responsible for over 1,000 American unalivings.
I guess we got to go back to Iraq then. We got to go back to Iraq. Let's go back to Afghanistan.
I think what happened in Iraq was not done on good merit, obviously. That was bullshit.
And this is good.
That this is not good because I also think it's not good in the sense that it's war. I don't think fucking war is ever a fucking good idea. And I think they honestly thought they were going to get away with another regime change similar to the Venezuela thing. But
yeah, Kamala would have never done this. Kamala would have never done this. She would have never tried to nationalize elections. She wouldn't have sued law firms and schools to violate their free speech. She wouldn't have jailed people for free speech. She wouldn't be sending people to Seacot. She wouldn't have people in concentration camps. She wouldn't have all of these politicians rallying against her because she didn't release the Epstein files.
Listen,
this is insane.
She was not an effective.
She was insanely great.
Either.
She was fantastic.
She couldn't answer questions. She couldn't debate. She's an automaton robot.
She's literally, she beat the snot out of Trump in that debate. She's a lawyer, so she's literally a professional debater. People would pay millions of dollars to hire a lawyer to go against her.
You're glazing a total loser, bro.
She was a 27-year servant of the people. And Trump is a game show host who paints his face neon orange.
Okay. She was okay. Let's talk about that. How about her very popular bill, SB 1317, California? Now, do you think that disproportionately affected rich white people or poor people in the let's say inner city community?
Listen, this sounds a lot like CRT, and Republicans hate that.
It's all about her bill that she fucking sponsored that went after fucking single mothers, mostly black, whose children didn't go to fucking school, bro.
Okay, are you guys against legislation that mostly affects black people now?
I'm against shit that doesn't work.
So you're against the SAVE Act?
I'm against policy that doesn't work.
So you're against the SAVE Act?
No, I want ID verification, absolutely. And
this isn't just ID verification. This is a scavenger hunt.
If that is a part of it, then yes, I want it passed.
Nice. So you don't care about things that affect marginalized groups. You don't care about that. You just like to virtue signal to it.
No, I just want the voter logs cleared, and I want ID verification and proof of citizenship. That's it.
What is the amount of fraud we have found in the last 20 years?
There's been a substantial amount. I mean, there's documentaries on it, for crying out loud.
You know how many undocumented migrants have tried to vote in the last 20 years?
You don't need. Oh my God.
You know how many?
In California, you can.
It's 29. It's like 29.
In California, you can just drop
29. So you guys want to stop 29 people in the next 20 years from voting, but alongside that, you're going to stop millions, like 69 million women. You guys are just trying to cheat.
No, what? Women?
Yes,
what are you talking about?
So the numbers are, this is voter suppression. This is voter suppression. So all of these women.
No, it's not.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
No. Are you saying that people are too stupid to prove their citizenship?
No, I'm saying that you're putting people on a scavenger hunt and a poll tax to
No,
vote.
you're not, dude. And look, if you want to vote for like things in this country, then do it the proper way.
It's still voter suppression. That's why they want it. They're begging for it. They're begging for it because it will stop millions of people from voting. That's just the numbers. That's the numbers.
Millions of people that shouldn't be voting.
Yeah, sure. If you're the one that's claiming we're fascist right now, it's hilarious.
No,
You're going to dictate who can and can't vote?
You got to show ID to buy a beer.
Okay? And you got to do it to register to vote.
Show it to participate in elections.
You already do. You do it to register to vote.
Listen, there's too many people on the logs in California where there's too much.
This will stop nothing but a bunch of people from legally voting. This will stop people. They will get to the voting booth and they'll go, "Fuck, my shit's it's expired, but the one I registered with is still there." All of those people won't get to vote. All of the people who didn't get to take off of work for a full week to sit at the DMV and then go to the Social Security office. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody has $145.
Kamala Harris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, nobody voted for her. Joe selected her to be vice president. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about.
You guys won by 1.7%. 1.7.
My guy.
She run a 90-day campaign.
I've been supporting Trump fucking day one, man.
That's not something to brag about.
I don't give a fuck, dude. Honestly, I think he's going to come out in flying colors. I really do.
Damien, thank you so much for the $5. This idiot is paranoid little weenie like all of MAGA man. Glad these incels are on the way out. Mom Donnie is the greatest. Thank you, Damien.
See, that's crazy talk right there to me, man.
It is
just like how you can't even acknowledge that a transgender fucking Congress fucking thing isn't fucking mental illness.
I don't think that you know what you're talking about.
In West Hollywood, giving BJs, not in Congress, okay?
I think that you're just transphobic, and just because somebody's gender identity is a certain way doesn't mean they're crazy and incapable of thinking.
Yes, they are, especially when they're trying to like push it on children.
No one's trying to push it on children. You haven't shown me any evidence of that.
Bro, I can like find videos of actual pride celebrations at schools.
And I can show you videos of straight celebrations at schools.
I live in Los Angeles, bro. Like,
what's the difference between a straight celebration and a pride celebration?
You'll be seeing kids down there,
what's the difference between straight celebration and a pride celebration?
The difference?
Yeah.
Yeah, one's like normal, one's not.
What's normal? What do you mean it's normal?
Like just normal, like hetero, just regular relationship. Like, dude, like no one wants to fucking see about people's sexual perversions, man.
Those aren't perversions.
Like, just like even advertising, like, hey, I'm gay. Like, look at my flag. Like,
so you have no reaction.
It's like, yo, bro, nobody cares, man.
Dude, I'm sick of these fucking heteronormative, fucking white picket fence, fucking $12 sunshade looking. I'm so sick. They're everywhere doing it. You're just blind to it, dude. Every movie is a straight couple. Every single person walking on the street holding hands, kissing. It doesn't bother you.
Girls like dudes.
Dude, there are 3,000 other species that exhibit heterosexual or homosexual behaviors, and you just think it's icky because you're maybe small-brained. I don't know.
Man, it's not that I said it was icky. I said I just don't care about people's sexual perversions.
Yes, you do. You care so much so that when you see someone gay holding hands, it hurts your fifis. You know, but when it's straight people do it, you don't care.
Is my niece playing in her hockey game with a boy on the opposing team who thinks he's a girl and he's only 9 years old, and you got all these parents like reaffirming it. And I'm like, yo, bro.
Hey, Midnight.
Fucking insane.
Hey, Midnight. What age do girls and boys start differing with hormones, man?
Dude, you're
is it after 9?
You're insane if you.
Is it after 9?
If you think telling a little boy he's a girl when he's not is normal, dude, you're fucked up.
Dude, if you think that people who are Christian are normal, who pray to God, who think they can do telepathy with magical beings is normal, that's weird. I think that's fucking weird for you to co-sign.
Okay, well, you know what? At least they're not telling a little kid who thinks Santa Claus is real that they're a fucking girl or a boy when they're not.
They tell them all sorts of things like the earth is 6,000 years old and that people are made of clay and that you're going to burn in a lake of eternal fire if you lie.
Okay.
Get fucked, dude.
I'm proving a point as to why so many people are moving away from the Democrat Party, and you're just...
This isn't a Democrat Party thing. This is just a thing Trump convinced you.
You're reinforcing it, bro, because a lot of people think like me, dude. I'm an independent, like, kind of centrist guy
before
No,
I
you're
went
not.
over really to Trump.
You're very far right if you side with anything Trump is doing. You're the furthest right. You're fascist, pretty much.
Okay, so the Ayatollah Khomeini is not a fascist regime?
They could be.
Oh, they are! Stop it!
It could be. I don't know much about it.
You don't know any Iranians at all, do you?
I don't think you know what fascism
You
is.
don't even know why Iranians fucking
Hey,
migrated
how
here, bro.
many tenants?
They left the regime.
Yeah, I know.
to them.
And if it were 10 years ago, when they came, or 4 years ago, you'd be telling them all to get out. You'd tell them to get the fuck out of our country, just
Dude,
like
I
you're
don't want
lightly
them fucking
doing.
Here now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No shit, Sherlock.
You guys don't want to help anybody. You're
No
not trying to help
shit.
anybody.
I want Americans to be helped. Not
Yeah, I
fucking
know.
fucking
So stop trying to give me this
immigrants.
bullshit about how fascist Iran is. Trump's fascist.
Oh yeah, Trump's fascist, man. Just like the Democrats are fascist. Hey, you don't even get a vote who you want. Just here's Kamala.
I
a
voted.
dumbass who can't even debate.
I got to vote. And she whooped the fuck. Trump in the middle of his debate said they're eating cats and dogs. He didn't even have a plan for the economy. He had no plan. She called him out. And he said, I have concepts and plans. He sold you guys on a vibe. It's sad. It's so sad.
As far as the economy is concerned, you know, getting us out of the carbon tax deals and all that, that's going to be great for our industries moving forward.
Yeah. Have
And,
you looked at what
also-
mass deportation is going to do to our economy? It's fucking it over. Real bad.
No, fuck, man. We need mass deportation. Are you nuts?
Yeah, what's good about it?
Dude, look at how much look at the percentage of like for example in Minnesota, the Somali community that uses all the welfare programs. It's like more than 50%, bro.
Okay, so there's like 200 Somalis in United States. 44 of them like committed fraud, and the rest of them you're just generalizing and being
Bullshit,
racist.
dude. Come on, you know it took more.
What do you
than
mean
just-
bullshit? Did you know how many
It took
white
the
Americans?
entire community and the government.
How many
to make
white
that
men
operation.
commit like rape every year?
Look, man, I'm not gonna like do this whole two thing. White
Yeah,
men
I'm
do
trying to help
this,
you
like-
see through a lens that Trump is just selling us like really racist stuff. You just don't know it because you're just saying it as a president, but you're just repeating these silly lies. If we deported every single migrant, we would lose towards up to like 1.1. Yeah, I know. All illegal immigrants. If we did that, here's the numbers. This is from Penn Wharton, by the way. Trump went here. We're going to see a 4-year policy would increase primary deficits by $270 billion before economic feedback, and then $350 billion with economic feedback. The 10-year policy would cost about $862 billion before economic feedback, and $987 with the feedback effects. Your wages drop. Unemployment drops, by the way. I'm sorry, unemployment increases. U.S. citizens lose jobs. Numbers go down in every metric. It's all bad, but you guys were all convinced because you're smart and you don't, nothing gets by you.
Dude, there are like girls in San Diego who are literally being raped by illegal immigrants. And if it wasn't for their fucking Ring cameras picking them up, we wouldn't even know how to even capture some of these people. This
So
is a
that's
problem,
also
bro.
that's just an unfounded remark. So if you actually look at
Not
all of the
unfounded,
rapes,
it's like an actual thing happening.
yeah, I know you were just pointing to one rape. So if you think there's 30 million people here and you can only count one rape, I just feel
Oh,
bad
no,
for
it's
you.
It's more what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's
a-
more than
a
that one.
problem.
What are the actual numbers? Because I've looked this up and I can show you right now.
Did you know that even a illegal immigrant faked his documents, became a sheriff in California, and then raped and murdered somebody in Northern California?
Another singular incident.
This was literally just a couple of years ago. So
Another singular
3 or
incident.
4 years ago. And now, if you're telling me that that's not a fucking problem,
It's not a problem. It's not a trend.
okay, all right.
Here's the numbers.
Makes
Again-
me not trust the police force. I'll tell you that much.
Here's the numbers. This is Trump's website, by the way, CBP. Here we go for homicide and manslaughter. Last year, we had 29 murders, which is like literally nothing because that's out of 17,000. And the sexual offenses would be 221. If you think 30 million people or 50 million people are here and only 200 of them caused rape, that is the safest, most polite group of people walking the earth. We need more of them. We need way more.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
Dang, it sucks.
I don't
Huh.
want to hear about this, man.
Yeah. So you guys are spending an actual colossal fuck ton. on the boogeyman you think are doing all this rape when it's probably Trump and all of his friends raping more people than this.
Yeah, dude. Like, honestly, I don't even know like where I don't even know where you're getting at, but it is a fucking problem. Okay.
No,
I'm
it's
like
not.
living it every day. I'm in the LA. It's a problem.
Yeah.
Illegal immigration is a problem. I'm in LA. It is.
It's not a problem.
Yes, it is.
It helps the economy big time. Pays your
No, it does
taxes,
not.
makes
No, it
the
does
schools
not. You know what
solvent.
people do to illegal immigrants here? They hire them to work in the kitchen mostly,
Mhm.
and they underpay them. They don't
Mhm.
give them breaks.
Mm-hmm. So what
Okay,
you
and
need
they
to
pay-
do?
and they hold up. They pay them under the table.
Uh-huh.
So you think that's good,
Are you telling me you feel bad for them?
dude? It's illegal.
So you don't feel bad for them?
Honestly, they're being exploited, and it's wrong.
So you're okay. So it's wrong. They're being exploited. So we need to go kidnap them and send them to another country.
No, they shouldn't even be here in the first place.
Okay. What's your
Also,
solution?
the
That's what you're
business
doing,
owners-
right?
Listen, the business owners are doing the wrong thing. They're
So
actually
we're not
breaking
doing
laws.
anything to the business owners. We're making these people victims.
Yeah, but dude, it's a loophole in the system where people are.
So you're not
exploiting-
closing the loophole. You're just making political theater.
Hey
No,
everyone.
it's bad,
How
bro.
is any
It, like,
of this
it
productive?
allows for
Screaming
this
at
kind of
people because
criminality
liberals have the
to
worst
fester.
ideas. But hey, keep screaming. They have noise-cancelling headsets now. So enjoy your wonderful land of lunacy and misery.
Thank you for the $20. Yeah, again, there's nothing but evidence that show migrants help the economy. You can point to all these little silly ideas and propaganda that you want, but the numbers don't really hash out. They don't really bear out. Makes no sense.
Dude. Like,
It is silly.
Anybody who knows this is a common problem, and it's not good, man.
Nobody who reads thinks this. No, nobody who
No,
reads.
it's an absolute thing. Like, there's people who've gotten sued over it. There's businesses that have gotten busted with.
I get that
illegal
they're breaking
workers.
some laws, but like your answer to this is spending a fuck ton of money, fucking up the economy, and then putting these people in third countries they've never even been to in some cases.
The problem is, Pickles, is they let in too many criminal aliens.
That's not even true either.
Yeah, it is, man.
How many do they let in?
Dude, it's an unsubstantiated amount.
So you don't even know. It's just too many?
It's
You
a
saw
lot.
a video? You said Trump said this, so it's got to be
It's a
true.
lot. It's about 1 million.
Oh, it's so we have 1.5 million gotaways over the last 4 years estimated. But again, if
Dude,
they've
you got
only
some
if
psycho-
they,
you got a lot of
if these
psychopaths
people
running around this country,
and if
brother.
these people were out here doing all the crimes, it would be right here on this spreadsheet I showed you, and it's not.
Homie,
So
a guy lit a woman on fire in Chicago.
that wasn't a migrant.
Oh my god, man.
Oh, actually, it was a knife that was. So again, this isn't a thing that all these migrants are doing. So that guy just so happened to be a migrant. So
Even
you get it now?
Even that guy who jacked that girl in the neck on the train, he was a fucking migrant.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was, dude.
No, he wasn't.
Go look it up.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was in and out of jail a lot. He was schizophrenic.
Yeah, he's also a fucking immigrant, bro. He also migrated.
He was
here,
mentally
so-
ill.
Yeah, he also migrated here underneath your Democrat fucking policies, and now this poor girl's gone.
Again,
You know
all
what?
of these
It
things
sucks
you're
because-
pointing to, they're
it sucks-
so
it
tight.
sucks because,
You're
like,
you guys are so
because, like,
easily
people like you won't
propagandized.
acknowledge this shit, bro. You guys won't acknowledge this shit.
Now, if you guys are trying to reduce crime by 29 murders every year by spending like more than any country does on their military, you're gonna look stupid. You're gonna look racist. That's what it is. That's all it is.
Yeah, is a naturalized citizen. Even that guy, the 53-year-old naturalized citizen in Austin, Texas, wearing a Property of Allah shirt, goes and just blasts his rifle into a bunch of people trying to have a good time.
You know who does the most of that though is Christians. Christians do the absolute most.
Dude. The last like 8 fucking big mass shootings were all done by like transgender people.
Okay, so the last 2 trans people that did shootings were far right, like Nazi, far right.
Yeah, right, dude. Get the fuck out of here. How
Okay.
could you be a transgender and be far right?
Well, you have a
all
Nazi
like the fucking-
tattoo on your arm.
Look, you liberals have gone to plaid. You
Dude,
know what I'm talking about? You ever seen Spaceballs when the ship goes so fast they turn to plaid? That's where you guys are at right now. You're at plaid, bro.
Dude, I feel so sorry for you if you just can't accept the fact that this person right here has an SS tattoo on his arm, her arm, and it's a Nazi symbol. That's stormtroopers,
She's
right?
not that
Stormtroopers?
that disgusting guy. Okay.
Yeah,
How about
that was that was
the
far
kid?
right.
How about the kid in
The,
Texas?
the kid. I don't know about the kid in Texas.
No,
It was a
how about
church.
how about the kid in Canada? Canada.
I don't know about Canada, but you're talking about the other incident here. And
That-
by the
that
way,
was, that was a recent one. But how about the other one the week before this one in
Okay.
Canada?
so I'm talking about the last two trans shooters we had. The one before
This
this
is
one.
the point I'm trying to make, dude.
No.
Y'all
You're not
created
scapegoating the
that
trans
thing.
community. You created the
That thing is a part of
ideas.
your community
You
right there.
created the ideas that made these people hostile. The hostile ideas that these people have
You're
are
fucking
far right,
right.
white supremacist. All those ideas make you hostile.
Dude, you trying to normalize this shit, it was made the normalization of it is what made this guy snap when his family's like, yo, dude, we don't accept you this way. And he's like, I'm a woman now. Ah, like, dude.
Dude,
like,
this guy is
stop
at
it,
he is at far right conventions. He's got pictures everywhere over his Facebook. He tweets all the time. He's far righter. He's a huge Trumper. He loved Trump just because he's trans. Now all trans people are left wing, right? There's like there's
there's no way
there's
that
Blair
happens.
White. Blair White is Caitlyn Jenner, right? So I'm so sorry this is happening to you, but the ideology that make these people hostile are the manifestos. They're written in them. They say, and they say all sorts of white supremacist shooters and famous people who did lots of large amounts of crime
Dude.
and violence. That's what causes violence. People like
Glad you
Trump.
brought up someone like Blair White who would even agree with me that like not teaching children this shit is wrong.
I don't care what Blair White says. I think that teaching people that certain types of people exist is not harmful. I think that the lack of understanding of what the right has on like what gender is
Well,
sad.
Guess what?
Real sad.
The ideology just got a whole family schmurdered by a lunatic. Okay?
Your ideology?
No, the leftist transgender ideology, it's your guys's. That's yours.
So being trans probably had nothing to do with those hostile breakouts.
Yes, it did, man.
And by the way, if we're
People
going
in Canada.
if we're going by the numbers, I believe 97%,
disgusting, bro. The fact that you can't even acknowledge that.
97% of the mass shooters are white men. Should we kick out all white men? Are they all crazy?
What the fuck are you talking about, man? You're deflecting into something that is not.
Yeah, you're labeling
Conducive-
shooters and what makes them
is
violent,
conducive
and I'm
to-
pointing out
to the
more
root of
arbitrary
the-
characteristics of shooters to make you realize how fucking stupid you sound.
Because they're all mentally ill.
You,
You're putting them on
again,
fucking, like,
some
you're putting them
somebody
on
who is
hormones.
trans has a mental condition like ADHD. Am I mentally ill for having ADHD? No.
That's not even a real condition, man.
Oh my god.
It's not.
Oh
That is a made up Western bullshit to sell pharmaceuticals to kids, dude.
That's actually not true, and there's actual science, and there's diagnosis to
Not
it.
true. Oh yeah, like anorexia. I don't want to eat. That's a condition.
Hi, Artemis.
Hey, so ADHD's been on the books since the late 1800s. I don't know what world you live in, but you'd probably need to open up Google if you're not afraid of it.
You know what world I live in is every person that was diagnosed with ADHD was prescribed Adderall and became a fucking crackhead.
Oh, those two things are not the same thing. Do you not know the
Oh no!
difference
Oh,
between
they
an
are,
amphetamine?
sweetie. Because
Oh, you're gonna call me sweetie?
Adderall is just legal meth. You do.
It's not, but I do want to ask you a question that the audience wants to know. Do you let the soap run down your butt cheeks, or do you actually wash your ass, or are you afraid that's going to make you gay?
Okay, first of all, what the hell are you talking about?
It's a question we've all been wondering in the audience. We want to know if you let the soap run down the butt cheeks, or if you actually wash your ass because you're afraid it might make you gay.
All right.
Somebody is having some sexual fantasies
So,
about me.
No,
this
what are you
is
talking about?
this is the nature of ADHD. It's a neurodevelopmental variation characterized by lower levels of dopamine.
Fuck, bro.
I know you don't care. You're
No,
anti-intellectual.
I don't give a fuck.
I know you
They
hate
try to
it.
say I had ADHD when I was in
Structural
fucking school.
differences,
I
smaller
wasn't
volume in
taking
certain
that
areas.
shit.
So you don't care about the actual science. You just have like these anecdotal experiences that change your
no.
life and forever. You change your life experiences, change your opinions forever. They can't be changed. That is called bigotry. It's called bigotry.
Yep. I mean, we actually have like studies on the brain that show that people with ADHD brain function is literally different. But I guess that's just make believe to you.
You do realize that they try to say I was diagnosed with ADHD.
You
I don't
poor
care what
thing.
they said about you.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's what they try to say about me. Okay, I'm telling you, I didn't want to
Okay.
take no fucking drugs. I was like,
Okay, cool. You
I
didn't
just
have
don't
to.
like school, and they just try to like push this drug onto me, and I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good.
Cool. You didn't have
Cool,
to.
man.
I don't know if you know this. Many people who have ADHD are not medicated because they don't need
Okay,
it.
well, you know what? My friend who just went through a traumatic loss, her daughter's in high school, and she's depressed, and now they diagnosed her with ADHD because she won't focus because her dad just passed away, and they're telling her, "Oh, you need to get on this drug." And I'm
Okay,
all
but
"No,
regardless, ADHD is real, and for you to just stigmatize it like
Yeah.
that's
no."
stupid.
Oh yeah, they just go ahead and fucking diagnose. You know what they call psychiatrists?
I didn't do that.
Who's they?
I don't know. Probably people he doesn't believe in.
The reason why they call psychiatrists quack doctors is because most of the time they're just full of shit.
No one says that anymore. I don't know if you're. How old are you? Like 50,
Yeah.
60?
I'm 40 years old.
Oh god, that makes sense. Yeah, you're only 7 years older than me, and you talk like a boomer.
At Manfshulk super chatted $5. ADHD is just a reason for someone to not take the responsibility of them not wanting to focus.
Exactly
It's so
right.
short.
wish that
Like
was
we can
true.
see this with science under fucking MRI scans. We can see how the brains literally function differently in ADHD people. And like I could drink caffeine and fall right to sleep. My two brain hemispheres do not like talk. It's a thing called executive dysfunction. My frontal lobe, I have very low capability of planning. All of these things are allied with ADHD. It's a real thing. Just because doctors overprescribe amphetamines doesn't mean it's not real. It's
There's
real.
also
It
5
is
or
a
6 different other
problem.
medications. You do realize there's only 2 stimulants that are prescribed. The rest are non-stimulants. You would know that if you read.
I don't give a fuck, dude. When I see
I know,
like a
reading is
society that
difficult.
is hopped up on legal meth,
It's
and
not.
they claim
It's not.
they
You
claim,
don't know what
oh
chemistry
well, I
is.
have anxiety and I need this to help with
You're
my
now switching
anxiety.
Nobody
Anxiety
gets
different
stimulants for
condition.
anxiety. Nobody gets stimulants
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
stimulants
No, they
is
don't.
the Oh, they do?
Yes,
Really?
they
What is it?
do.
I know a lot about this. What stimulant are they prescribing for anxiety?
There are people who do get prescribed ADHD.
No, I'm asking you
with
specifically what
ADHD, and they
stimulant.
call. And by the way, ADHD that is like vague too because
It's
they even
not.
claim that anxiety is one of those things with that condition too.
It's attention
It's
deficit
called a comorbidity. I
hyperactive
know that's a
disorder.
big word for
Dude.
Elmo, but we're going to try to work through it, man.
The problem is, I don't want to prescribe kids pharmaceuticals for anything. And
Yeah, I don't think
honestly,
you care about
the schools,
kids.
the schools
I don't think
do
you
do
care
that.
about kids.
I hate science. I just think all medicine's bad. My brain's real good at
The reason why I
schemas.
have so many people that are 40 years old that I still know today that are still doing Adderall and it's not helping them, all right, is because of the school system, because they were put on it at a young age.
And they don't have ADHD.
Mhm.
Welcome to the fact that sometimes people get it wrong.
Guys, remember,
So, misdiagnosis
MAGA
is
says
different.
masks don't work. ADHD's not real. Tylenol causes autism. Vaccines
No,
are all
Tylenol- That's a
bad.
known thing. Tylenol can contribute to autism.
No,
No,
it
it
can't.
doesn't.
Limited.
No, it
There's
can't.
0 sources on that.
That's
You poor
known
thing.
fact
You
for
are
years, man.
you
No,
are
no, it's not.
you are believing misinformation directly from the Trump administration. You poor
So
sweet
why would
spirit.
the Secretary of Health, Robert Kennedy Jr., literally come out and
Dang,
say,
it's almost like he's not qualified.
Oh, so what you're saying is that you are a wheat out.
I'm a what?
So you think Robert Kennedy Jr. compared to the former Secretary of Health, that
Yes.
transgender thing with the wig?
That was the assistant, by the way.
That's
You
a
smart
person,
thing.
by the way.
that-
I don't know
that-
if you want me to
No,
call you an
you know what? That's
it.
funny you should mention that. So you put an assistant of health,
I'm so sorry. This is being highly disrespectful. You want us to take word from someone who drinks silver? You want us to
sorry?
take the word of someone who drinks colloidal silver every fucking day?
colloidal silver. What are you talking about?
He drinks colloidal silver. There are no health benefits to it. Turns you fucking blue. The guy swims in fucking sewage, dude.
He drinks colloidal silver. Who fucking cares?
Because
It's
it's
toxic. It's a
dumb.
metal.
The guy's
It's a
dumber
heavy
than a box
metal.
of hair. He's a brainworm, dude. What do you think? What? The Harvard study they cited, it basically said that there was a correlation, but not a causal relationship. So then Sweden did a study. I think it was like 2.4 million children, and they studied siblings, and they proved no causal relation between Tylenol and autism. What they saw was whenever a woman during pregnancy had some sort of immune reaction where her temperature temperature had to spike. That's when you also took Tylenol, and that's what they're associating with autism, not Tylenol.
We also know that 50% of autism is caused by genetics. We know it's heritable.
Oh my lord.
Once again, reading is fundamental. I guess you
Oh
must
my
have missed that
lord.
class.
My lord with you people. You're just
I don't know. Maybe you
you're
should
just
talk
you
to
know
your
what it
God.
is,
He's
man.
the one who put autism on the planet.
You're underneath a psyop created by the pharmaceutical companies in conjunction in conjunction with the New World Order, the WHO.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. So you're
and-
just a full-on schnazi. Hi.
No. I'm a full-on real American who's tired of this bullshit. Okay? I cannot stand the Democrat Party for what they are, and what they are is a sick group of Epstein fucking donors and acceptors.
Oh shit, they are?
And, oh, big time.
Oh, name them.
Oh yeah, just like
Name 'em. Name 'em.
JB
Name 'em.
Pritzker's
Name 'em.
How about JB Pritzker's cousin in Illinois?
Name
the
five.
governor
Name
of
five.
Illinois.
Name 5.
Georgia, thank you for the $40 for the kick.
My God, Pickles. Where did you pick that guy up off? Like, did you pick him up at the gas station?
Georgia says, drop this clown. He's the worst guest you've ever had. His trans bigotry is vile, and as a fellow ADHDer, I can't listen to his.
Same. Both you and me are also fellow ADHDers. And as a trans person, you know what? I was going to try to tackle that, but I could tell that the brain was already smooth. And there was just really nothing that I was going to be able to say to him. But no, seriously, my question, I put it in a poll, Pickles. I wanted to know if he lets the soap run down his crack, or if he actually washes his butt, or if he's afraid that if he does, it'll make him gay. I wanted an answer to that question. He deflected twice. I think we all know the answer.
Georgia also says, get out of LA.
Get out of LA. I'm sure there's a town in Oklahoma that'll take him. So anyway, I'm gonna hop down. That was interesting. Don't pick up guests behind the broken down Kmart anymore, Pickles. Okay?
My bad.
Like, that's only for tussling. That's not for debates. All right, doing the mod things really quickly, then I'll leave you alone. Make sure that you guys are reposting the live so that this gets sent out to other people, hopefully that don't live behind a broken down Kmart. Let's send in those heart me's. Let's send in any gift goals that Pickles has. Looks like it's the monkey with the little symbols. Let's make sure that we are sending in those likes. Let's get up to 120,000 before we hit 7 p.m. our time. So that's about 14 minutes. I think y'all can do it. And remember, this is supposed to be a place of fun and vibing with Pickles. It's vibing with Pickles hour. That's what we're doing. All right. Say hi to baby Pickles for me. I haven't seen her in a while.
Will do.
All right. Bye. Love you.
Bye. Love you. Midnight, you can come back tomorrow. Someone paid to kick you, so you have to come back some other time. Chat. Sorry. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. How are you, bud?
I'm all right.
What do you want to talk about, man?
Yeah, this is all my personal opinion. You know, I better say too, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving any medical advice. Your last guest was making a lot of sense, man.
Like about what?
Just real quick, my Wi-Fi might be a little intermittent, but if I lose y'all, I'll call back in. But well, there was several things, right? Like, I agree with him that, you know, when I was younger, when I was like 19 and when I was in my 20s, I really did believe in psychiatry. But I had such a terrible experience with it that I don't anymore. And you know, TikTok actually doesn't. I'll be careful what I say because these subjects are a little. TikTok doesn't really like them all the time. But for me, anti-Ds, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were. I had a very bad reaction, right? And the antidote to that was to put me on anti-psych. You know what that means?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I had even a worse reaction to that. A lot of weight gain. Right.
So like I get that you might have had like a hard journey with it, and so did I. Like I had to go through a bunch of different medications before I found the one that really works for me. But that doesn't mean like all of it's bad for everyone. I think it's just difficult, and I think that like, especially it sounds like this might have been like years ago. Even in the last 10 years, they've come so far. They have DNA tests that you can take, and they will literally tell you what antidepressant would work best for someone like you. Like it's come so far.
Yeah. Well, throughout my 20s, I was usually on. I probably would estimate I've been on combos of usually 3 or 4 at a time, right? Like an anti-D, an anti-psych, a benzo, and probably about a total throughout my 20s of probably about over 20 of them, right? And they had some. I understand they might work for some people, but they just made me 1,000 times worse. They ruined my 20s. But I've been off of them for about 17 years, and I always tell you, I don't know if I ever, well, maybe I don't. I like to think of myself as an autodidactic shaman. I'm really into alternative medicine, and the reason I am is because of how bad I had of an experience I had with the medical profession, right?
I think
So
you're not alone. I think that you just have trauma. So I think that that's just something you might need is like go to therapy or something for, because it's not a normal reaction. That is a level 10 reaction to like a level 3 problem.
well, this is the reason, one of the reasons why I was so skeptical of the VAX, right, during C19. I don't really look, and I know there's a place for doctors. I'm not saying I just had they made me a lot worse in my life. That's all I can tell you. So and I do agree with the previous guest that there's a lot of influence, or we might even call I might even call it capture of the farm industry over our government. I'd agree with the guest on that. And look, the stuff about the WEF, dude, this is Harari is mentored by Klaus. Klaus was mentored by Kissinger. Kissinger was mentored by Rockefeller. There's something to this, man. So
Yeah, but I think that the people like Trump are the people tied to those people, not Kamala.
look, I look, man. I think that, well, Trump was an outsider. That was the whole. That was the whole. Oh, you don't think he is? Okay, yeah, I see you
He
there.
runs the whole game now. He runs the whole thing. He runs the RNC. He runs Congress. You could literally just hear him screaming at congressmen that don't vote exactly how he wants them to. He runs the whole show.
Well, I know we disagree on this because I look. I'm not really much of a I'm not really. I don't think our system. I'm not much of a fan of democracy anymore because I really don't think there was one. Right? I mean, there's more of a there's a deep state, and look, the Yahtzees were elected in 30s Germany. They were elected democratically, and
No,
they
they
had
weren't.
laws. Yeah, they were.
No, they weren't.
Well, wait a minute. Mr. Mustache was elected, man.
No.
No?
He was appointed chancellor, and then he basically held the leader of Germany in a room and made him give concessions to leadership, and then eventually he took over.
Well, look, my point is that I mean, people, y'all on the left, you talk a lot about the Constitution. Like during C19, we saw the like it doesn't really. During C19, we saw all of our rights be stripped away, right?
No. I think that's an
No?
over exaggeration of everything. I think people really took political advantage of this, and they pretty much poisoned the well and the trust of the public towards the government for absolutely no reason. I think that it caused people to stop believing in vaccines in general. Like the way it was done was so disgraceful and fear mongering that if you actually looked at it as a novel virus that came through and killed millions of people, you'd understand the government was just trying to take precautions to save lives. They weren't trying to do anything that would have like resulted in them having more power or anything. There was no plan you could even describe or motives for people to do this that would have gained something out of it. Not a single one. But for Trump, Trump's doing all sorts of stuff against our will and abusing his power to enrich himself. We can see it clear as day. He's made billions of dollars. He's trying to sue the government for 10 billion more. He's doing anything and everything he wants, and he's controlling everybody with his phone.
Okay, look, C-19 was the greatest example of totalitarianism in the West I've ever seen. It came from the left, not the right. There were all kinds of incentives, man.
What were we trying to do with that? What was our main goal?
Well, I think that the certainly a lot of people profited a lot in the pharmaceutical industry from the vax, and that was really I don't know if you remember, man.
Like who? Like did somebody who made all these restrictions and sell the vax, who, by the way, Trump sped up the process on, this kind of falls apart there too, because now he's guilty of by association. He's in this whole scheme.
But there was, it wasn't Trump that, it was the left that was trying to mandate it and trying to have like vax passports, man. Like,
dude, we have these things. We already have these things. If you wanted to travel somewhere during a pandemic, you absolutely had to have these things. Like even in Asia, like all these countries do this because we obviously don't want people spreading viruses to other countries or bringing viruses from other countries. What? Dude, it killed millions.
Look, again, I can't really talk a whole lot about this on here. I mean, I can say some stuff, but there was a lot of pressure and coercion
For public safety. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can you like if you had a thing being like, okay, here's the deal. Biden has a 30% stake in Pfizer and Moderna, and so did Nancy Pelosi, and then there's all of these other scientific researches that says that this is actually bad, and that all these other countries didn't do it. No, all of the countries, no matter their political affiliation, all decided this was the correct course of action, that the vaccine was safe. Nobody got unrightfully rich. It showed to be effective. You were 14 times less likely to go to a hospital and die if you got it. Everybody won. Nobody came out on top and held power and canceled elections and did all this stuff. Trump is doing that, though. Trump is trying to consolidate power. He's done that. He's fired thousands of employees and replaced them with loyalists. We've got him trying to tell them the military to be loyal to him, and gets pissed when you tell them to not break the law and follow unlawful orders. He's hiding the Epstein files. He's only released 2%, and he's over-redacted them. He's protecting people in power right now in the Epstein files. Fucking Howard Lutnick. There's many other people that are running free who we've seen in paper talk about fucking children. They're just not doing anything. Not a single arrest. Not one. Not an investigation. Nothing.
Okay, look, are you familiar with the MK Ultra projects?
Yeah.
Okay, one of the primary objectives of the MK Ultra projects was blackmailing and compromising politicians. Okay? This is nothing new.
Yeah.
Right? Intelligence agencies do this, and they have for.
And it would turn out to be Israel, right? The people Trump backs.
There are many governments around the world.
Epstein, though? Epstein was Mossad, right?
That is.
He was Mossad, bro.
Well,
you just talked about the exact thing, right? Like he would pull people into his office. He'd wear a robe, and he'd be like, "Hey, you want a massage while you're here?" And it just so happened to be that the person massaging him was underage. He'd have him on camera, have him on audio, and he would blackmail him.
I think he was. I don't think it was just Mossad.
I think he peddled information to a lot of places.
Right. That's the thing. But this is what I'm trying to tell you is like when I first learned about this about 15 years or so ago, I couldn't believe it, man. I was absolutely astonished by it. But it's nothing. It's and I was actually nervous.
How does this not point to Trump being the deep state? If Like we see it clean as day. There's people that literally talk about, thank you for letting me have sex with that 9-year-old pizza. And they're just displaying, they're walking free still. Not arrested yet, not questioned. Nothing.
I can't understand why if Trump, I don't believe he was involved in this because I would have thought it would have been leaked prior to the election.
I don't care. I don't care. That would have been impossible, by the way. It was under seal, under state seal, because Ghislaine Maxwell was still doing appeals. Couldn't have done it.
Well, look, to me the men involved in that, and I'm not saying GM is, is obviously, I think the men and maybe women too involved in this are they should have been pursued as a priority, not just GM. Don't you agree with that?
Not
and
just
why didn't Biden do it?
because it was sealed. He had no access to any of this.
Look, I think that's.
You remember when Trump got and fought the state judge to unseal it, right? Like last summer? Last spring? That's when it was unsealed.
So it was you're saying, I thought it was unsealed. Look, all I'm trying to tell you is, man, is in order to pursue the people, to me it's just I'm not saying you're making a weak argument, but it's don't you think the politicians involved in this are more important than GM going after them? The power, or do you not? Why was she the only one pursued?
I mean, I don't know. Why was the person that gave Jeffrey Epstein a fucking sweetheart deal of 67 federal accounts, all the way down to one state charge of child prostitution? He served 55 months in jail. That guy, his lawyer, was hired to the Trump administration, who was also forced later to resign because of so much backlash. Trump was like, oh shit, hey, I guess it's bad that I hired the guy that was directly involved in saving Epstein from going to jail, the most prolific child sex trafficker in United States history. I'm gonna hire that guy.
Are you have you ever heard of the Franklin scandal? No. It's something that happened in the 1980s, right? It's something very similar. This is what I'm trying to tell you, that these things go back. This is just the way our government works. Okay, I would recommend, like, if you want to research that, I would recommend you do it, because it was something very similar. Again, it's the compromising of politicians.
I get it. And if you want to dissolve that, if you want all of those politicians who have been corrupted by foreign intelligence or by someone like Epstein, then he would spill the beans, or at least make one arrest. But he knows that that one arrest will lead to his arrest or his friend's arrest. That's why he's not doing it. It's like there's no other way to think yourself out of this. He's protecting pedophiles right now.